Dreaming about losing weight for years? Do you just yo-yo back and forth? At Innovative Wellness Center, we have a holistic weight loss program that allows you to lose up to 20 pounds in 30 days. People are losing weight like crazy and keeping it off. It can be done from anywhere in the United States. Go to our website at www.innovativewellnesscenter and schedule your complimentary consultation today.
Every champion has a team behind them, and for thousands of families with insurance, Christ Clinic is that team. At Christ Clinic in Katy, Texas, they provide high-quality, faith-based health care to people who can't afford it, because everyone deserves a shot at health, no matter their income or insurance status. Their doctors, volunteers, their mission, rooted in compassion, their impact, over 10,000 patient visits every year and growing. But they can't do it without help from fans like you. If you ever cheered for a comeback story, this is your chance to be a part of one. Donate today at ChristClinicK.org and help them keep the doors open for those who need it most. One gift can be the difference between surviving and thriving. Christ Clinic in Katy, where health meets hope and faith goes to work. That's Christ Clinic Katy, spelled Katy.org. Team up with them today.
Soccer season rolls on here on the Sports Byline Broadcast Network. This is Tyler Levine, host of First Touch, the premier weekly global soccer show across the entire Sports Byline broadcast, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, Simple Radio, and around the world on the American Forces Radio Network. We're talking English Premier League, Champions League, our picks of the week, and a whole lot more. First Touch on Sports Byline USA Fridays at 5 p.m. Eastern. See you there.
Getting together with friends to watch the game? Then you'll need American Premium Vodka. Handcrafted and pure, this is the one thing all Americans can agree on. Founder Mark Gus Scott chose the finest natural elements America has to offer, and you'll taste how great it is to be an American. Now available at Bevmo, GoPuff, Hy-Vee, and Fairway stores. American Premium Vodka. This is the America we need right now. Go to AmericanPremiumVodka.com. Celebrate responsibly.
Quick question. How many calls, texts, or messages does your business miss every week? Nights, weekends, busy days. That's lost money. Create Assistance helps businesses fix that problem using AI employees that answer calls, respond to texts, book appointments, and follow up with leads 24/7 automatically. No extra staff, no complicated software. Everything runs inside one simple command center that replaces scattered tools, missed follow-ups, and manual busywork. Whether you're a service business, office, or multi-location company, Create Assistance keeps your business responsive, organized, and running even when you're off the clock. Stop letting leads slip through the cracks. Visit createassistance.ai to book a free call. Or you can call or text 515-500-2224. Again, that's 515-500-2224. We look forward to hearing from you.
It was the Roman poet Virgil who said, "Easy is the descent to hell. All night long, all day, the doors of dark Hades stand open. But to retrace the path, to come out again to the sweet air of heaven, there is the task, there is the burden. If I cannot move heaven, I will raise hell." We'll talk about that later, but now it's time for Rick Tittle and Titillating Sports on Sports Byline USA. Thank you so much for joining us here on Sports Byline USA, coast to coast, border to border, around the world on the American Forces Radio Network. I'm Rick Tittle on the mic for the next 3 hours. And also, if you'd like to call up, we'd love to hear from you and participate in the Sports Talk discourse. We'll start off with open lines after a quick break at 1-800-878-PLAY. Once again, 1-800-878-7529 to get in and talk sports. We do have some guests. Tui T. Sutherland, the award-winning author, will join us at 9:25 Pacific. Back to open lines after that. Now, Stelling is going to be in studio with us. She's at the Punchline here in San Francisco. J.D. Sharp from Pro Wagering and BetMyPicks.com will join us at 11:12. Scheduled anyway. Martin Phillips, the very funny comedian, he's at Cobb's Comedy Club tonight only. And we'll look forward to talking to him. And then at 11:40, close out the show with Luke Robataille, one of the great L.A. Kings, and actor Ashton James. They're doing a Youngblood remake. And I remember that movie, and how could I ever think that Rob Lowe is a tough guy? But then again, I mean, you look at the Hughes brothers, you look at Will Smith, you look at Macon Celebrini, you look at Logan Couture, you look at William Eklund. Hockey players are usually skinny guys because there's just so much skating as well. All right, 1-800-878-PLAY, as I mentioned, TuneIn app, iHeartRadio app, Stitcher app, Twitch.tv, YouTube as well. Also, CRN Digital Plus Tuna Cable Radio Network, Channel 2, and around the world on American Forces Network. I'm Rick Tittle. Come on back.
Welcome to guided meditation. Close your eyes. You're at the beach. The seagulls are calling. You take out your iPhone 16e you got from Cricket and use Apple Intelligence to clean up that selfie you took. It's a good one. You send it to your friends instantly thanks to reliable nationwide 5G. They're totally jealous. Get iPhone 16e for $49.99 when you switch. Smile, you're on it.
Record a new line on the Supreme Unlimited plan. First service charge and tax due at sale. $25 activation fee. Terms and restrictions apply. Cricket 5G is not available everywhere. See store for details.
Packages start at $29.99 a month. Sign agreement. Restrictions apply. Speak to a representative if you'd offer details. See Vivint.com for license details. Terms and conditions apply.
Homeowners, if you're looking for the best in home security and smart home technology at a price you can actually afford, we have great news. Now you can get Vivint's award-winning home security systems starting at about $1 a day. U.S. News & World Report has recognized Vivint as the best professionally installed home security system of 2022. And right now, you can get Vivint home security technology for about $1 a day. Plus, get free professional installation from a licensed technician. Protect your home and loved ones for as low as $1 a day. Call right now for your free home security consultation.
800-918-6189. 800-918-6189. 800-918-6189. That's 800-918-6189.
Okay, let's have a little fun. Do you use the expensive blue pill to perform better? Are you thinking about it? So what if we can promise you results for less than $1 a pill? Okay, so these same pills can cost you $30 or more at a pharmacy. And our blue pill works for less than $1 a pill. You'll save $29 or per pill. And right now, we'll give you 120 blue pills for just $99. Have a little fun and call right now. Get 120 of our better blue pills for just $99. Don't overpay for the other blue pills. Steal Man Pills right now and get the better blue pill for less than $1 a pill. Call 1-800-BUY-BLUE, 1-800-BUY-BLUE. It's easy to remember. 1-800-BUY-BLUE. That's 1-800-BUY-BLUE. And thanks for calling.
Hi, I'm Rick Tittle, and I host the video game review every Sunday night at 9 o'clock Pacific, midnight on the East Coast, right here on the Sports Byline USA Broadcast Network. Video games are way more important than your job, your school, or your relationship, so let's talk about them. Everything from the 2600 to the 360. I don't work for any video game company, so I'll tell you what's worth your money and what stinks. Also, cheat codes, interviews, your calls. I'll give away a game, release dates, all that and more every Sunday night right here on the Sports Byline USA Broadcast Network.
Titillating Sports with Rick Tittle. Rick Tittle is a genius. the best show ever. He's so wonderful, genius, the best show ever. He's so wonderful, titillating sports with Rick Tittle. Rick Tittle he's so handsome, he's a genius.
You're now listening to the Rick Tittle Show. Good for you.
Hey, thanks for that, and welcome back to the show, Rick Tittle. Maybe that was a little bit too loud. Hey, there's one podcast I listen to every week, and one of the hosts always goes, blah, we're here. And I just want to write an email saying, I always start off the show with the volume way down. Why do you got to do that? So I apologize. 1-800-878-PLAY. Lou Holtz passed away yesterday at the age of 89. And condolences to his family and friends. And you saw a lot of platitudes. Jerome Betts wrote a very lovely posting about what he meant to him on and off the field. My dad told me that he went to some seminar that he didn't want to go to. This was, oh gosh, probably 30 years ago. And Lou Holtz was the motivational speaker. And my dad kind of rolled his eyes. He's like, it's probably just going to be, coach, whatever, speak. And he said he wanted to run through a brick wall. He said Lou Holtz got him so fired up. And a little guy, won the national championship in '88. Great Rocket Ismail team. Was that Tony Rice, a QB. And then before that was with the Jets. But I think we mostly remember him with the Irish, also the Carolina Gamecocks. And you can look up all his accomplishments and resume. But, normally when somebody uses social media just to get a complete buffoon, there's guys like Stephen A. Smith, who's very successful. He wants to run for president, and why not? He just saw a real estate guy become president twice, so he probably thinks it's all about just clicks and being online and on TV, and everyone knows me and being a celebrity. Why not run? I'm hot. But so I've never brought this guy up before. And I interviewed him years ago when he was still on TV. It was Keith Olbermann, who was so good on ESPN for two reasons. Number one, he just was really, really smart. And I'm not saying most sports guys are dumb. I remember getting, because I was a college football player, people assumed I was dumb. Or over the years, because I'm a sports talk guy, people say, well, he's a moron. He's a sports talk guy. So I understand it. I'm not crying about it. Whatever. It's just like if you're a garbage man. Oh, he's dumb. He did a high school dropout. No. Why don't you get to know the person first? So it's just judging a book by its cover. But Keith Olbermann was so smart when he was on ESPN, and he also was very funny. He had a very good dry sense of humor. And so he would always end kind of like his Sports Centers with this kind of Jerry Springer lesson. And I always thought it was pretty clever. A lot of times he made me laugh. And I don't know what happened to him once he moved into the news world on MSNBC. And now he has nothing to do with sports. But, he's now a guy that just lobs grenades into choking conformity, which sometimes is good. But sometimes when Charlie Kirk got assassinated, I honestly had never heard of him in my life. And regardless of what his platform was, he was murdered, by a cowardly act of shooting somebody unarmed in an ambush like that. And Olbermann tweeted last year, I hope Charlie Kirk will burn in hell. Now, Ari Shaffir, the comedian who's been in here several times, when Kobe and his daughter died in that crash, he was like, good, I'm a Knicks fan. I never liked Kobe. Glad he died. That's not funny, right? Not to me. You get to judge what's funny. Some people might have thought it was funny. To me, it wasn't funny. But Ari got death threats for that. But that's what Ari does. He does a lot of shock humor, which I don't think he needs to because he makes good enough jokes without that. But the reason he did it is because he wanted people talking about him. And they did. And he infuriated a lot of people who wanted to tan his hide, if you know what I'm talking about. And so, and look, when Rob Reiner was stabbed to death, he and his wife by their own son, Trump took a shot at him. It's not like saying speak ill of the dead. Like, if you think somebody was a total horrible person, you don't want to say, oh, what a great guy. But you also don't want to dance on the grave and spit on it. But somebody tweeted out after Holtz died the fact that at the 2020 Republican National Convention, and Lou Holtz was there, he was stumping for Trump to get reelected, and he said, Lou Holtz is a man of faith, and he said Joe Biden is Catholic in name only because he supports abortion. And that is a tough issue, And I can tell you, as someone who was raised Catholic, went to a Catholic high school, went to a Catholic college, I'm pro-choice, but I'm a Californian. Does that have anything to do with it? Probably not. But regardless of what the religion teaches, that's just what I believe. And if you want to call me a Catholic in name only, you can. It's sticks and stones. But that was Lou Holtz's stance on Joe Biden. And so Olbermann despises. So it's now the thing, like, if you are on the right, you can't do anything correct, and if you're on the left, you can't do anything correct. You're either a Nazi or a commie. It's not like, well, I feel conservatively this way and I feel, liberally that way. It's like, no, you have to fit into these molds. You're either AOC or you're JD Vance. Which one are you? It's like, I'm neither of those people. Good Lord, am I neither of those people? But getting back to the point of this, Keith Olbermann tweets out this morning about Lou Holtz, legendary scumbag. Instead of saying, completely disagreed with you on that one, coach, which you're perfectly respected to disagree with anybody at any time. Anybody at any time. Just to say, yeah, that's not good, coach. I'm going to have to disagree with you. But that's the other thing. When I was growing up, you would never tell anyone who you voted for. It was like a private thing. It was like asking somebody how much money you make or something. Who'd you vote for? And it's like, I'm not telling you. And now it's completely judged. I'm sure that there are thousands and thousands and thousands of people who go on a date and it's like, oh, you voted for Hillary? Oh, you voted for Trump? I don't have anything to do. You voted for Kamala? You like JD Vance? I want nothing to do with you. Instead of saying, well, how are you as a person? And if you want to tell me, how did you, why do you believe in those people? But anyway, I mean, Olbermann got what he wanted. He's got people talking about him. I just talked about him. And it's too bad because he's so smart and he's so funny. And now he's just completely embittered and he's tweeting just really classless stuff like that. I'm Rick Tittle. Come on back with Tui T. Sutherland.
You hear that? That's the sound of uncertainty lurking under your hood. You know the feeling. I know I do. That sudden sinking sensation when you see a check engine light or your car unexpectedly breaks down and you're faced with sky-high repair bills. It's time to shield against unexpected repairs with CarShield. CarShield is America's most trusted auto protection company and has an A rating with the Better Business Bureau. Don't let the fear of a breakdown keep you up at night. Trust the Shield, CarShield, and say goodbye to terrifying repair bills and hello to peace of mind. Your plan also comes with 24/7 roadside assistance, courtesy towing, rental car options, and so much more. Don't wait till it's too late. Call CarShield now before it breaks down. Protect your wallet. Protect your car with CarShield. It's our best protection ever. Call now. You'll thank me later. 800-247-6135. 800-247-6135. That's 800-247-6135.
Hello, Americans. It's Uncle Sam here. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes to the IRS or state, don't worry. I've got important news that may help you negotiate a lower tax bill. In today's economy, the IRS has released a variety of new rules and is offering more flexible terms to help Americans looking to settle their IRS debt. If you apply today, we may be able to lift your wage garnishments and release a freeze on your bank assets or business. Our team of tax professionals can resolve your case and stop collection actions against you. Even if you've been audited or haven't filed a return in years, they can help. Call right now and find out if you qualify to settle your IRS debt for far less than what you owe. Pick up your phone right now and call us for a free $500 IRS tax review. Don't wait. Here's the number.
Call right now. 800-943-9215. 800-943-9215. 800-943-9215. Again, for the last time, that's 800-943-9215.
Special alert for consumers struggling to pay taxes. There are new tax regulations, not published yet. We have the inside track on your new tax savings. These programs are designed to help struggling taxpayers like you. The COVID relief programs are gone, but there are new programs to help struggling taxpayers. And we have the inside track. Call now and we'll take you through these new programs. These taxpayer savings programs have never been available until now. Get out of tax trouble now. It doesn't take weeks. It can happen in one phone call. Call now and get the inside track to get rid of your tax problems.
Call the tax helpline now. 800-949-0039. 800-949-0039. 800-949-0039. 800-949-0039.
I'm not insightful enough to be a movie critic. Maybe I could be a food critic. These muffins taste bad. Or an art critic. That painting is bad.
Why can't you say you talk to me? You're already thinking about someone else. When it comes home, your bed is on and I'll be gone. But I know my day will come. I know someday I'll be the only one. So now you wait for a spark.
I'm so disgusted by Rick Tittle that I find him very intoxicating.
All right, thanks for that, and welcome back to the show. Rick Tittle with you coast to coast and around the world on the American Forces Radio Network. It's our pleasure to welcome back to the show the very prolific, award-winning, successful author, Tui T. Sutherland, because kids are anxiously awaiting the latest installment of the Wings of Fire series, of which she writes, The Hybrid Prince, Wings of Fire, book 16 is in our present and our future. Tui, welcome back to the show. When I told you you'd be doing 16 in this series, would you have said, yeah, right?
Probably. Thank you so much for having me, Rick. Yeah, when I started, I thought it was going to be 5 books, so I definitely would not have imagined, like, all these years later, we'd be on book 16, but I'm very grateful. Like, I'm so glad the kids want to read them, and that Scholastic doesn't mind, like, continuing to publish them.
Well, is it the kind of thing where your publisher is saying, you're killing the golden goose, let's do 36, why are you stopping?
No, they're very understanding of like it has to be like creatively inspired, you know. So that's actually why there was sort of a break between 15 and 16. Is that 15 was like kind of a good pausing place. Like I left most of the dragons in a very happy place. Like things were, a lot of problems had been sort of resolved and taken care of. And so I felt like I could take a minute to sort of make sure that I was excited about whatever I did next. But I also knew that there were these lingering questions left in the world that I hadn't answered, and certain characters that I had to get back to. And so after, you know, taking a minute to think about it, I got excited about what else could happen in this world, and that's what got me started on book 16. So I think if I had said I'm done after book 15, they would have understood, but I knew I wasn't. We all knew I wasn't done.
Such an amazing childhood as well, being born in Venezuela, and your dad's American, your mom's Kiwi, you live in Paraguay, then you go to Florida, then you go to the DR, New Jersey. Do you think maybe that having such a diverse and extensive palette at such a young age helped you with your imagination?
For sure. Yeah, I'm very grateful to my parents because I think I had a lot of very unusual experiences, like pretty young, and, you know, getting to feel, you know, what it was like to, you know, not to be a little bit of an outsider in the world, or to, you know, build community with, like within those like unusual places. We also traveled a lot. My parents both love to travel, so a lot of the environments in the book are inspired by places we've actually been. And then that idea of finding like your refuge in a library. Every time we moved a lot, and as you just mentioned, and you know, every time we moved, sort of our first stop would be the library, and getting to go in there and be like, okay, I don't know anyone here in Florida, but I do know that like Anne of Green Gables is here in the library waiting for me, you know. So I feel like the power of books to hold you to something all the way through your life was definitely instilled in me pretty young.
Well, a couple of things that we have in common. I love studying art history, and I've been privileged to go to some of the great museums of the world. But I know you're also you're more obsessed with Shakespeare than I. But I was when I was younger, I was in A Midsummer Night's Dream, and I know that one of your first works was kind of a retelling of that, right?
Yeah, that's right. Oh my gosh, which character did you play?
I played Bottom. Oh, wherefore nature has this lion's frame, since lion vile hath here deflowered my dear. I can go on and on.
That's amazing. Oh my gosh, he's such a fun character. Yeah, my first novel was like taking the story of A Midsummer Night's Dream and setting it in the present day at like a New Jersey high school. And yeah, I love sort of taking a story you think you know and kind of like tipping it upside down. So in my version, actually, Bottom ends up with Helena, my Bottom character, because I was like, she deserves better than Demetrius. Who's that guy? So I was like, and Bottom, like, he's got a good heart, you know. He's kind of a big oaf, but like, I feel like there's something good in there.
All right, so the Hybrid Prince. Now, there is a big reveal, and we're not going to give it away. We're not going to spoil it. But in this dragon world, what are some of the things as maybe teasers?
Sure. Well, so the whole thing with Wings of Fire is that each book features like a different dragon as the hero of the story, right? So with this one, it's a dragon named Umber, who is the brother of the character that we met in book 1, Clay. And we actually have seen Umber a couple of times in the books, but the last time we saw him was in book 6, when he had to flee the school that they all go to with his sister, because his sister had done something terrible. So he's like trying to protect her, and they have run off. And so for the last 10 books, kids have been asking me, like, where did Umber go? Is he okay? Like, where are Umber and Sora? So this really answers that question. It takes us to a part of the dragon world that we haven't been to before, where there's like an island full of like mysterious new dragons that hopefully will be really exciting for kids who've been reading the books to get to meet. And it tells us like, where has he been? Why hasn't he come back? Like, why hadn't we like seen anything like of him in that time period? And kind of what's going on with this island. There's a lot of secrets on this island that relate to sort of the history of the world, but also the current situation, the political situation between the dragon tribes and the kingdoms. So hopefully it's very exciting. It was really fun to write because I love this character. And then it was hopefully it'll be fun for the kids to read as well, because it'll like answer some things they've been wondering about.
Well, I can hear the passion and excitement in your voice, which is really cool. So I would think it would be surreal to walk into a bookstore anywhere in America and see your book up there. What's it like when you go in and you have like 2 shelves?
I mean, it is, yeah, it's pretty exciting because I remember the days when, I would have like 1 or 2 books out, and my mom would go to the bookstore and like turn them all face out. She'd be like, she would send me pictures. She'd be like, here's your 1 book. So it is really like exciting to go into a bookstore now and get to see, I mean, I love bookstores anyway, but to be a part of it is really cool. I feel very lucky. Like I would love to keep writing about dragons forever. So if they'll let me, I'll keep going.
And also, I think, just a shout out to Scholastic, because that publisher has been around forever. And when you see it, you know, well, there's not going to be any like Clockwork Orange stuff in this. If it's Scholastic, it's sort of like a seal of approval for parents, isn't it?
Oh yeah, they're very aware of their audience. Like it's such a kid-centric publisher. Like they really are thinking about children all the time, and they're so. I mean, I feel so grateful. Like my editor is amazing. The designer who works on these books, who like makes them so beautiful, is incredible. And also the fact that they've done these sort of spin-off books where there's like a book full of dragon stickers that's also coming out this week, called the Stickerpedia, or like a How to Draw the Dragons, or like a coloring book. Like that's all something that really came from like Scholastic's inspiration. They were like, can we do more with this world to inspire kids' creativity? And I feel very grateful to be working with them and for them to do that.
That's cool. By the way, I know you're a huge Jeopardy fan, and several years ago, somebody, before Ken Jennings was the host, he wrote a big hardcover trivia book, and it was a page a day. And I fancied myself as something very good at trivia and pubs, and I'm so good at geography and history and everything. That Ken Jennings book, I'm less than half. I mean, it's humbling, and I guess you have to know some of those crazy things to be a success on that show like he was.
Oh, I mean, I tried to study when I was on it. I feel like I knew the things I wouldn't know, and then I just tried to improve some of the things that I thought like I could probably handle. Like I know literature pretty well. Presidents, I figured I could do. He also Ken Jennings wrote some books on like Greek mythology and Norse mythology that my kids were really into. We love those as well. Like I feel like anything that gets kids excited about learning new things is pretty cool.
And shout out that you made it 3 days. That means you won the first 2 days. Pretty cool. Yeah,
I mean, I was. It was really fun. And then when I did lose, it was to a librarian. So I felt like that's not too bad. I love librarians, so that's okay.
Very good. All right, everyone should check out the Wings of Fire series, and especially now the Hybrid Prince Book 16. You can go to tuibooks.com, T-U-I books.com. We've been speaking with Tui T. Sutherland. Always a pleasure having you on. Congrats, and let's catch up when you start up the new project, Tui.
Thank you so much, Rick. It was great to talk to you.
All right, great to talk to you as well. What a charming woman she is. And, I mean, I didn't even scratch the surface of all different places she lived. And sometimes I think if you're a parent and you're dragging your kids, you're going to live in Paraguay, and then you're going to live in Massachusetts, then you're going to come back to Bogota, and then you're going to go to Caracas, Venezuela, then New Zealand, then you're going to go to New Jersey. And you're either going to turn out to be a best-selling author, or I think you're going to turn out to be nuts. I'm just kidding. By the way, if you've ever seen books by Heather Williams or Aaron Hunter or by Rob Kidd or by Tamara Summers, those are all her as well. She had 4 pen names before she just went with her real name, which I think is kind of cool, too. All right, we will come on back with some open lines at 1-800-878-7529.
Have you suffered sports betting losses? There is someone who wants to fight for you to see you get back what you have lost to those sports betting companies. Michael Watts is a prolific trial lawyer with over $11 billion in total recoveries for his clients. And now with sportsbettingclaim.com, He'd like to help you. Michael has been a leader in some of the largest and most complex cases in the country, from defective cars and tires to damaging drugs and medical products. He has always represented the rights of individuals harmed by large corporations. His efforts recently resulted in the recovery of billions for individuals who lost their properties to fires carelessly caused by electric companies and others. Michael knows that sports betting companies preyed on and manipulated consumers into losing their life savings, and he wants to make them pay. If you have suffered financial hardship as a result of online sports betting and would like help seeking compensation, please submit your claim information for evaluation at sportsbettingclaim.com. Michael Watts is focused on winning for you. sportsbettingclaim.com.
It's more than a rebellion. When your teen is slipping into drugs or alcohol, when social media and pornography consume their time and their mind, when depression and even suicidal thoughts cast a shadow over your home, as a parent, you feel powerless. There is hope. At Turnabout Ranch, troubled teens step away from the chaos and into a clarity of nature on a working cattle ranch. Care for horses, learn responsibility, build trust, and rediscover purpose. It isn't theory, it's real work. Real therapy, real healing. Families from across the country have found transformation right here, just when they thought hope was gone. If your teen is struggling with addiction, harmful online behaviors, even weight management, call right now and get the help you all need.
800-219-2494. 800-219-2494. 800-219-2494. That's 800-219-2494.
Do you want to add a boost to your sex life this weekend? Do you want to make your partner and yourself happy? Then call our special hotline now. We'll sell you those little pills that work below the belt for less than $1 a pill and deliver your package in a few days, just in time for the weekend. Our pill delivers almost the same results as expensive pills for less than $1 a piece, and you don't need a prescription. And ask about their buy 3 get 3 free offer. What are you waiting for? Boost your sex life and have a great time now. Less than $1 a pill, discreet delivery in a few days, and a buy 3 get 3 free offer? Dial this number and save it now.
800-245-2751. 800-245-2751. 800-245-2751. That's 800-245-2751. Paid for by the pharmacy shop.
People ask me, were you must have been the class clown, and I say, no, I wasn't, but I sat beside the class clown, and I studied him.
Rick Tittle once threw a tennis ball at a donkey.
Thanks for that. Coming up in a half hour, Beth Stelling in studio. Very funny comedian. She used to write for Crashing. She was in that show as well. Martin Phillips at 11:25, another funny comedian. Robataille and actor Ashton James. Dom, you want a quick trivia question?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Your mic's a little crackly, wackly, bow-backly.
Better?
Yeah. I'm going to ask you this, and I'll just flat out tell you I didn't get it. So don't be surprised if you don't either. We're going back 20 years. Con Knuppel and Cooper Flagg look like they're going to be just the second pair of college teammates to come in as rooks and finish 1-2 in scoring as rookies. So college teammates, both rookies, 1-2 in scoring. This was in 2004, 2005, and to make it a little bit more doable, these guys were at UConn.
Is that Kemba Walker and Emeka Okafor?
Wow, you got one. Very good. Emeka Okafor was second. The leading scorer was Ben Gordon.
See, I would not have gotten Ben Gordon. He was really good for like 3 years, but would not have gotten him.
Yeah. I'm impressed you got Emeka Okafor, though. Well done. All right. 1-800-7-8-PLAY. By the way, the wide receiver DJ Moore is on the move. Apparently, the Bears are in discussions with the Bills to finalize a trade. We don't know. We didn't find out what it is yet, what's going the other way, or did we?
It's DJ Moore and a couple late-round picks for a second.
Okay, thank you. DJ Moore for a second. Well, the Bills are in search for a Josh Allen target. And this is a guy removed from 98 catches, 4 1,000-yard seasons. The Bears, this opens up some cap space because he was going to make $24.5 million. He's under contract for 4 more years. But 3 years in Chicago, over 3,000 yards receiving, 20 touchdowns. The production did decrease annually, and maybe a change of scenery would be better. Getting back to the times when he was with Carolina. But Moore was the veteran in a young receiving unit. So the Bears are going to have to go with Rome Odunze, who I think is fantastic, and everybody else does. Luther Burden, not a big name yet. The tight end, Colston Loveland, is going to factor heavily into Caleb Williams' plans as well. Once again, the trade cannot become official until 6 days, which I think is kind of funny. Now, yesterday on the show, when we had J.D. Sharp scheduled here 11:12 Pacific this day, but he talked about, now that Kyler Murray is going to get cut from Arizona, maybe he should just go back to the A's, who drafted him in the first round. Now, Kyler Murray, if your draft pick doesn't sign, then you get the same position one slot down next year in the baseball draft. Kyler Murray did sign a contract, and so the A's didn't get compensation, and the A's were very gracious when they let him out of the contract to go play football. They could have been big sticklers, and in a way, you think the Yankees would have allowed that? You think the Red Sox or the Dodgers would have allowed that? No, because they want to win. They want to win. They would have at least filed a grievance saying, we want our pick back. This is unprecedented. But the A's were like, oh, you're the first overall pick? Yeah, go ahead. We don't really care about it. We want to be nice guys. I don't know if they were nice guys, and they just didn't give a damn. They're like, oh, you're not playing for us? That's a shame. Good luck. So Jay said maybe he should go. And I think for 2 reasons that's not going to work. Number one, I don't think you can take like 6 years off, 7 years off, and then getting back in the cage and start raking again. He is under 30. But the other thing is he's going to probably for another NFL team. Maybe, maybe not. I think it's 50-50. But, and he has said nothing about going back to baseball. But the Vikings are still heavily rumored. We talked about some of the other teams as well yesterday. So let's go to New York City because we got my main man, Charlie. What's going on, Charlie?
Yo, Rick. The DJ Moore thing, one of the trade rumors was Bears would trade a 1 or 2 and DJ Moore for Matt Crosby. So I guess that unless they threw something in there, I guess that deal is off the table. Yesterday you said that you think it would be foolish for a team to give 2 1s for Max Crosby.
Yes.
So, Sauce Gardner got 2 1s. The Jets got 2 1s for Sauce Gardner.
Yep.
And I would certainly say, not to say, I guess they're in a more of a desperate situation, but you think a team that's maybe desperate enough wouldn't trade both 2 1s?
Oh, I think there's always a Bobby Beathard out there.
You just don't think he's worth 2 1s?
Well, I mean, if you think it has to be this, if you think that you'll win a Super Bowl, if that's all you need is to put him on the other side of a or whoever else, then yeah. But you're getting literally 10 sacks. Is it worth 2
No,
1?
I agree.
10 sacks?
Listen. I really understand. I think Max Crosby is a little overhyped for what he does. Like you said, I think it was yesterday. He'll disappear for 3 years and then he'll have 4 sacks. He'll disappear, and so not to take away from all his other abilities, tackles for losses and all that stuff, but again, because the Raiders are in full rebuild mode. He's 29. He's the last couple of years had surgery a couple of times. He's missed a little time. But it's a big if, but if the Raiders are competitive in 2-3 years, he'll at that point 32, and he will have diminished. If you can listen, yes, I agree with you. I don't think he's worth 2 ones, but if you can get a 1, a 2, and a starting player, I would pull that trigger. I would certainly pull that trigger.
You're starting to talk me into it. I know you've been saying that, and I'm kind of pushed because he's our only good defensive player. But I'm kind of with you now. If it's 2 ones, I just say yes. I mean, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, it's like Trump. He'll say a lie repetitively over until everyone believes him. So that's what I'm going to keep saying. I'm going to keep saying the sky is green to you, and then eventually you'll say, "Oh yeah, the sky."
Jedi mind
look
trick.
out the window. But with Kyler Murray, now you just talk about not rumor, but him going back to baseball. He's been in football, 5-6 years now, 4 or 5 years.
7.
It hasn't been that long. So, how long would it take a player with his ability to be away from his sport? Say he declares, "I'm going to go back to baseball. I'm going to go play for the A's." Isn't there a point where it's too late for a player, unless you're so athletically gifted, but just, if he came to be playing baseball, wouldn't it take at least a few years for him through minor league baseball, et cetera, to get up to what potentially he could be? Or
he would be in his 30s. He should talk to Tim about how hard it is to hit. That's who he should.
Exactly. Like, I don't, like you would just mention, he'll be better off going to Minnesota or one of these teams and just. But the longer you're away from a sport, I don't care how gifted you are. I remember what was that running back? He retired to grow pot or something, do something weird for a couple of years, and I remember he came back and he even said, he says, "I forgot what it was like to be hit by these, is like," and he was, if you remember him, he was a big running back in this Earl Campbell mode and mold, and he was the shell of himself coming back after he had retired. So I always, guys who stay away from if they announce a time, even after a year or two, like Derek Carr is talking about wanting to come back, and he's only been out a year. Well, technically too, because he missed his last year in Minnesota.
Well, it's because he saw Philip Rivers, and he's like, "I'm younger and better shape than him," and then he's on the couch going, "That could be me."
I know, but if you really listen, it was a great story, Philip Rivers. I don't know if you watch any of his games. He couldn't throw the ball more than 10, 15 yards. He was shot putting it. I mean, it was a great story, and I know it's desperate, but that is beyond the pale when it comes to desperation. And I don't know. I just find it funny how some of these athletes will retire and then decide to make a comeback, and then they just like they were like hit by a building in terms of just. I think the minute you stop playing whatever given the sport you're playing, you automatically lose 2 steps, and then by time and obviously with baseball it's a time hitting, and I don't. He should stick to football and see where he ends up, Minnesota or wherever else. Anyway, buddy, that's all I got. Just wanted to chime in.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. That's Charlie. Yeah, I'll talk to you soon, my man. Charlie in New York City. You know what's interesting? The other day, I'm always, I like etymology and figuring out where phrases come from. He says beyond the pale. And I said that the other day, and then I realized, what does that mean? and I had to look it up. And the pale, P-A-L-E, it's a steak, and so like not a steak like meat, but like a stick. And so you would take pails to make a fence, and so that was just a saying meaning that that's over the fence. Like in other words, something that's like not what we're talking about. That's beyond the fence, beyond the pale. But it's just like, there are a lot of things I think I know meaning. But anyway, I know that's kind of boring. But we'll come back and I'll tell you the etymology of cut and dried. How about that? Now, I'm Rick Tittle. Let's take a quick break. Come on back. I'm Violent.
Are you over the age of 50? Want peace of mind and financial security for your family? Here's an important message to you from Senior Care USA. The average funeral now costs over $10,000. That leaves your loved ones the burden of paying your debts and funeral costs. Our plans start as low as $1 per day and will pay your family up to $30,000 to help and other expenses. There are no medical exams. Your rates will never increase, and your plan cannot be canceled, regardless of your medical conditions, as long as you make your premium payments. Get up to $30,000 in final expense insurance. Call now for free information. Just answer a few simple questions and get approved right over the phone in just a few minutes. Call right now.
Call 800-399-6879. 800-399-6879. 800-399-6879. That's 800-399-6879. Do you have a book? Get it out of your mind and make it a real book with a free guide to book publishing. Trying to publish a book yourself can be complicated. It takes a lot of time. Time that you could spend writing your book or even more books. Do what you do best. We can do the rest. Thousands of authors across the nation have trusted our book publishing service. We have the connections to help you get your book printed, distributed, and sold on Amazon, Apple Books, Barnes & Noble, and bookstores nationwide. We can do it faster than you can on your own. Get your free guide to publishing. It's a free phone call. Remember, make this free call right now and learn how to turn your book into something real that people can buy. Get your free writer's guide. Call right now, 800-482-8399, 800-482-8399, 800-482-8399. That's 800-482-8399.
Life insurance is one of those things that just about everybody needs, but few people actually have. Hey, if you die unexpectedly without life insurance, guess what? You'll leave your family with even a bigger mess. Life insurance will help replace your family's income. It'll help cover burial expenses. Life insurance can even help pay off debt like credit cards and medical bills. Life insurance can even pay for college. And if you own a business and you die, life insurance can help your business from collapsing. It can even help cover estate taxes. Life insurance has never been more affordable and needed. Plus, you can always shop around even if you have a plan and save some money. So call the Life Insurance Quote Line right now for free pricing information.
800-915-9654. 800-915-9654. 800-915-9654. That's 800-915-9654.
By noon, I need them 8,000 hens moved into their new cages. Sometimes they don't want to cooperate, but you give them a good shake and they'll settle down for you.
Do the chickens have large talons?
Do they have what?
Large talons.
I don't understand a word you just said.
cares about anything else when you've got Rick Tittle on the radio?
All right, Stelling, comedian, be her third time in. The first was like 10 years ago. You can see her and me on Twitch and Yahoo, YouTube. Sorry, I'm old. By the way, I'm not boomer. Boomer's like my parents' generation, or my mom's anyway. Let's go to the horse space with the A's GM David Force. MLB.com asked him about Kyler Murray coming back, and he said, Kyler is an elite NFL quarterback, and I'm sure there are plenty of opportunities for him to continue his football career. That said, he and his baseball representatives know that we're always open to him exploring a return to baseball with the A's if that time ever comes. So I said 7 years out of baseball. It's actually 8. The last time he played was for Oklahoma in 2018. He only played half the year. He hit .296 with 13 doubles, 3 triples, 10 home runs, 47 RBI, 46 runs, and 10 stolen bases. So, I mean, obviously he's in shape. It's not like he took a desk job and is trying to come back. He has been a very successful quarterback at times. But the thing he has going for him is he's 28 years old. This is not Vinny Testaverde. This is not Tim Tebow over 30. This is not Michael Jordan switch sports. He was never any good in baseball. So Kyler Murray has enough money, but, you know, as Charlie was saying, does he really want to go to the Lansing Lugnuts and the Midland Rockhounds? I don't know. I'm Rick Tittle. Come on back.
I'm Mike Sempervive with the Sports Byline Broadcasting Network 2-minute warning. Now that we've reached March, it's time for people like me to drop back in heavy on the college basketball season. Not that I like it, quite the opposite. It's just that basketball suffers in overlapping with football between November and, well, now. Plus, as a fan of both college wrestling and the NHL, there's only so many hours in the day. And it also doesn't help that I pull for the Georgetown Hoyas, who have been a disaster every time I've seen them this season, including Tuesday night when they got blown out in the second half against St. John's. But I digress. I'll look forward by looking back to February 7th, when then number 1 ranked Duke traveled south on Tobacco Road to Chapel Hill and lost to 17th ranked North Carolina 71-68. The game saw Carolina fans storm the court twice, infuriating Duke head coach John Shire, who still claims he saw his assistants get roughed up, despite a district attorney stating his office saw no evidence. But since that day, the Blue Devils have taken out their rake on every team they've played. In the last 7 games, they've outscored their opponents by 82-56 and regained their position as the number 1 ranked team in the nation. Duke put up over 100 on both Syracuse and Notre Dame, beating both by over 40 and handing the Irish their worst loss at home since 1898. On Monday, Duke claimed its 22nd Atlantic Coast Conference regular season title, outscoring North Carolina State by nearly 30. And where will this revenge tour ultimately end? This Saturday night, when number 1 ranked Duke welcomes 17th ranked North Carolina into Durham for the final game of the regular season. So if you're like me and starting to get a feeling of March Madness, you've come back at a good time. Duke against North Carolina. Some things in sports are timeless. I'm Mike Sempervive with the Sports Byline Broadcasting Network 2-minute warning.
Have you been daydreaming about losing weight for years? Do you just yo-yo back and forth? At Innovative Wellness Center, we have a holistic weight loss program that allows you to lose up to 20 pounds in 30 days. People are losing weight like crazy and keeping it off. It can be done from anywhere in the United States. Go to our website at www.innovativewellness.center and schedule your complimentary consultation today.
Every champion has a team behind them, and for thousands of families without insurance, Christ Clinic is that team. At Christ Clinic in Katy, Texas, they provide high-quality, faith-based health care to people who can't afford it, because everyone deserves a shot at health, no matter their income or insurance status. Their doctors, volunteers, their mission, rooted in compassion, their impact, over 10,000 patient visits every year and growing. But they can't do it without help from fans like you. If you ever cheered for a comeback story, this is your chance to be a part of one. Donate today at ChristClinicKaty.org and help them keep the doors open for those who need it most. One gift can be the difference between surviving and thriving. Christ Clinic in Katy, where health meets hope and faith goes to work. That's Christ Clinic Katy, spelled Katy.org. Team up with them today.
Soccer season rolls on here on the Sports Byline Broadcast Network. This is Tyler Bean, host of First Touch, the premier weekly global soccer show across the entire Sports Byline broadcast, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, Simple Radio, and around the world on the American Forces Radio Network. We're talking English Premier League, Champions League, our picks of the week, and a whole lot more. First Touch on Sports Byline USA Fridays at 5 p.m. Eastern. See you there.
Getting with friends to watch the game? Then you'll need American Premium Vodka. Handcrafted and pure, this is the one thing all Americans can agree on. Founder Mark Gus Scott chose the finest natural elements America has to offer, and you'll taste how great it is to be an American. Now available at Bevmo, GoPuff, Hy-Vee, and Fairway stores. American Premium Vodka. This is the America we need right now. Go to AmericanPremiumVodka.com. Celebrate responsibly.
Let's be honest. Most businesses don't struggle because demand is low. They struggle because their back end can't handle growth. Leads come in, but follow-up is slow. Calls get missed. Appointments don't get confirmed. And everything lives in different places. So even when marketing works, revenue doesn't scale. That's a systems problem. Create Assistance fixes this by building a done-for-you CRM and automation system that captures every lead, follows up automatically, confirms appointments, and keeps everything organized in one place. And only after that foundation is built, AI voice and chat employees get added on. If your business feels chaotic behind the scenes, it's time to fix the back end. Visit createassistance.ai and book your call today. Or you can call or text 515-500-2224. Again, that's 515-500-2224. We look forward to hearing from you.
Rick Tittle knows his sports. I hate that guy. I love that guy. Oh my gosh, he's so fine. Rick Tittle brings home the bacon, fries it up in a pan, and then he eats it.
Ricky T in the hizzle for shizzle, biznatch.
All right, hey, thanks for that. Rick Tittle back with you. Hour 2 about to begin. Hour 3 will have Luke Robataille and actor Ashton James, who will join us. Also Martin Phillips, who has a show at Cobb's tonight here in North Beach. But we are looking forward to having Beth Stelling, stand-up comedian, in studio with us here after a quick break. She's at the Punchline. She has a show. She got a show last night. She has a show tonight. She's got 2 tomorrow. She's got 2 on Saturday. doing the whole 6-show thing. Probably a nice little fat check for her to do 6 shows, but always interesting. She's a little bit sassy. I'll tell you that. Remember that Saturday Night Live sketch? They didn't really have a punchline. It was just Phil Hartman, and he was interviewing Brat Pack actors, played by members of the Not Ready for Primetime Players. Do they still call them that? Maybe. But he was like, Jason Priestley, Robert Downey Jr., whatever it was. And they'd say something, and Phil Hartman would look in the camera and go, sassy. It said it had no punchline. It's just and then Phil Hartman would look in the camera, and the next guy, sassy. And I never forgot it. You never know, and it wasn't really even that funny. But, sometimes on SNL, it's hard to do every week 90 minutes. Well, you have two musical numbers in there. But, all right, over an hour of live stuff. It ain't easy. All right, Neither's Pimpin'. 1-800-878-PLAY. Tune in app, iHeartRadio app, Stitcher app. I've already got the 2 cameras set up. Split screen on YouTube and twitch.tv. Just search for Sports Byline. And if you have cable TV, go there and not see us, but listen to us on CRN Digital Plus 2. That's right. You know those people that play the radio through their TV? There's more than you think. CRN. I'm Rick Tittle. Come on back with Beth Stelling.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
If you're only good to your new friends, you're not going to have any old ones. Straight Talk gets it. That's why new and existing customers get free 5G phones on Verizon's 5G network. Pretty simple, really. You keep good people by being good people.
Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Taxes and fees apply. Plan purchase required for free phone offers. Copyright 2026 Verizon.
Every champion has a team behind them. And for thousands of families without insurance, Christ Clinic is that team. At Christ Clinic in Katy, Texas, they provide high-quality, faith-based health care to people who can't afford it, because everyone deserves a shot at health, no matter their income or insurance status. Their doctors, volunteers, their mission, rooted in compassion, their impact, over 10,000 patient visits every year and growing. But they can't do it without help from fans like you. If you ever cheered for a comeback story, this is your chance to be a part of one. Donate today at ChristClinicKaty.org and help them keep the doors open for those who need it most. One gift can be the difference between surviving and thriving. Christ Clinic in Katy, where health meets hope and faith goes to work. That's Christ Clinic Katy, spelled Katy.org. Team up with them today.
I'm holding in my hand the American Silver Eagle dollar. It's a beautiful piece of American history, and it's 1 ounce of silver. Originally minted in 1986, these coins are a beautiful classic piece of American history, and they're a great investment you should add to your portfolio. The beauty of silver is that however much you have available to invest, silver is affordable and easy to acquire, with one coin costing around $30. So, if you choose to invest a few thousand in silver, you can get quite a bit for your money. And you'll have a tangible asset you can hold, one you can be proud to own. Claim your piece of American history with American Silver Eagle dollars. Call the Silver Hotline right now.
800-620-1624. 800-620-1624. 800-620-1624. That's 800-620-1624.
Have you been daydreaming about losing weight for years? Do you just yo-yo back and forth? At Innovative Wellness Center, we have a holistic weight loss program that allows you to lose up to 20 pounds in 30 days. People are losing weight like crazy and keeping it off. It can be done from anywhere in the United States. Go to our website at www.innovativewellness.center and schedule a complimentary consultation today.
Hour 2 of titillating sports. You thought it couldn't get any better, but it's better. Rick Tittle is back. He's so great. I can't believe how awesome he is. More sports talk, yes. Couldn't get any better, but it's better. Rick Tittle is back. He's so great. I can't believe how awesome he is. More sports talk, yes. Hour 2 of titillating sports.
Hey, check out Channel 9. Check out Rick Tittle.
All right, check me out. Welcome back to the show. Beth Stelling's not here. Maybe she'll show up, maybe she won't. 1-800-878-PLAY. That means lines are available. I remember one time somebody said, "How much do you pay your guests?" And I just laughed and laughed and laughed. Not one dime ever. It's not how this works. I saw something in the NBA that I've never thought about combining these numbers. Somebody else did. But it was pointed out that the bottom 10 teams in the NBA now collectively are on a 44-game losing streak. That's pretty awesome. 21 through 30. Milwaukee has lost 4, Chicago 1, Memphis 2, Dallas 4, Pelicans 2, Utah 7, Wiz 6, Brooklyn 9, Brooklyn 9-9, Indiana 7, Sacramento 2. You think about all these places. How many stars are you going to get? Well, obviously in Milwaukee you get a star, in Dallas you get a young star. I mean, Utah has a player. It's just, but what are you spending your money on right now? People probably don't like it when I talk about how the NBA regular season is just a turd. Unless you can get someone who actually will inspire you, and then maybe 2 or 3, and then the regular season can be really fun. And I know that because the Warriors, for many years during the Steph Curry years, the regular season is super fun. So it just depends where you are, but I would say 2/3 of the league, at least 2/3 of the league, it's just a slog. And these men, they're flying around in the winter. They're getting their wings de-iced. They don't know what city they're waking up in. Rick, you're selling them short. All right, they might know what city they're waking up, but it's a drudgery. And then all of a sudden, midway through the second quarter, they're down by 18. Yeah, this game's over. And so that's why fight backs are sometimes quite surprising. But then conversely, you get up by 18, you go, all right, this one's done. This one's done. We're not at halftime yet. And so that's the other maddening thing. How can we be up 18? Now we're down 6. What happened? Well, they went on a run. That is one of the weirdest things that I've ever seen, is the basketball run. Why would a team score 22 straight points? What is happening? That makes no sense. But it happens all the time, college and the pros. And it's just, it's the momentum. And that's the thing right now with my soccer team. Tottenham is going to be playing Crystal Palace at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in about an hour 45. Tottenham are the only team in the Premier League that has not won this year. Their last Premier League win was early December at Palace, Selhurst Park in South London. And you say, how can the 7th richest club in the world have this happen? It's because everyone's frozen with fear. And I saw this happen with Team USA. And I remember I had Omar Gonzalez on the show, and I brought it up in a classy way, but Team USA just basically stood there and watched lesser teams like Guatemala and Honduras and Trinidad and Tobago, and just run right by them. They're like, oh, we need Bruce Arena. No, not enough. Not enough. And momentum is such a crazy thing. I remember when I was a kid and the Raiders were on Monday Night Football. This is in the early 70s, and they had this side-by-side comparison graphic. And it's quarterback, we'll say Bradshaw over Stabler. I'm like, what? Tight end, Casper, just going down the list. And then at the very end, it said, intangibles, we'll give it to the Raiders. And I asked my dad, I go, what are intangibles? He goes, those are the things you can't put your finger on, like everything else. What he could have said, they're not tangible, but I understood. He was right. It's those those intangibles. And when you have a soccer team full of internationals, but then you also have all your players hurt, all of them hurt, basically all of them, and your captain serving his last of a 4-game suspension for his second straight red, you're kind of standing around and you're watching the team bleed to death on your front lawn, and you're locked inside and you don't know what to do. Isn't that fascinating? Then they go out and get Igor Tudor, this coach who saved Juve to get into Europe, not to avoid relegation. He's coached all over the place, many countries. But he's a draconian figure. To me, you needed a more boisterous guy, like when Everton got David Moyes, or even if it was going to be like a Harry Redknapp, just get someone a little more boisterous. But my point is, it's a weird thing in sports where you have a team that is just dissolving in front of you, and you're good, but no one is stepping up. Now that's the key. How will a team be saved in this NBA 44-game losing streak? You need someone to step up. Now, in a sport like basketball, we saw it when Jordan was a rookie in Chicago. We're seeing it with Cooper Flag in Dallas. One guy is not enough. He's just not enough. One guy is not going to score 80 points, okay? Even if he takes 50 shots like Kobe, it's just not going to happen. I do believe, though, that one player can inspire you in soccer. I've seen it. I'll give you 2 examples. Tottenham was flirting with relegation under Ozzy Ardiles, and even though after Klinsmann left and Alan Sugar, the apprentice, you're fired, in England, Alan Sugar said, I wouldn't wash my car with his Tottenham shirt. They made up, they came back, and Klinsmann went on a rampage the last 8 games, and Tottenham stayed up because of him. And that's all you need is that one win. And it's like, oh, I remember how to win now. But I'll never forget Ruud Gullit, who I always thought was a little bit overrated with Holland and Milan as a forward player. And I felt so humbled because when I used to watch in 1990, 1991, 92, I would tape Serie A, the game of the week, on PBS. And I liked Sampdoria because David Platt played there. Well, Ruud Gullit at the end of his career became a sweeper. He would, like Beckenbauer, basically a center half who would act like an 8 and bring the ball forward. And there were at least 5-6 games where Sampdoria could not score a goal, and then Gullit just said, all right, I'm taking over. And he'd get the ball in his own box, and he'd come storming down the field, and he'd feed it out wide, and then he'd get it back, and he'd feed it to another guy, give and go, and then he'd score, or he'd get a header, or he'd get a bicycle kick. And every time they needed him, we need a goal, they'd go to Ruud Gullit, who did an hour with me on this show one time. Someone needs to step up. I'm Rick Tittle. Come on back on Sports Byline USA.
Keep listening for details on how to get up to $300 airline credit. Sky Holidays introduces a one-of-a-kind air credit program. Our buying team got a little too aggressive in getting hotel and air deals, so now we have to liquidate our prices. Here's how. Whether you want to go to Paris, Las Vegas, London, Atlanta, Hawaii, or anywhere else in the world, we have amazing deals. Book a selected hotel and we'll give you up to $300 airline credit. Now you can book your vacation and get a free credit to use towards airline travel. We'll book both, airline and hotel, with one simple phone call. We have access to most airlines and deals on thousands and thousands of places to stay. Call right now, book your hotel rooms, claim your airline credit. You can change or modify it at any time. 800-256-4816. 800-256-4816. That's 800-256-4816. You hear that? That's the sound of uncertainty lurking under your hood. You know the feeling. I know I do. That sudden sinking sensation when you see a check engine light or your car unexpectedly breaks down and you're faced with sky-high repair bills. It's time to shield against unexpected repairs with CarShield. CarShield is America's most trusted auto protection company and has an A rating with the Better Business Bureau. Don't let the fear of a breakdown keep you up at night. Trust the Shield, CarShield, and say goodbye to terrifying repair bills and hello to peace of mind. Your plan also comes with 24/7 roadside assistance, courtesy towing, rental car options, and so much more. Don't wait till it's too late. Call CarShield now before a breakdown. Protect your wallet. Protect your car with CarShield. Get our best protection ever. Call now. You'll thank me later. 800-247-6135. 800-247-6135. That's 800-247-6135.
Do you have Medicare and do you use a CPAP machine? This is a national healthcare alert regarding your CPAP supplies. Using a clean CPAP mask and clean supplies is important to staying healthy. The best way to make sure your CPAP equipment is clean is to get new supplies. If you have Medicare, we have great news. Medicare will pay for you to have new clean supplies every 90 days. We'll even do all the paperwork for you to make sure that there's little to no out-of-pocket cost to you. And you don't even have to leave your home. We provide free in-home delivery. So if you're a CPAP user and you have Medicare, staying healthy with new CPAP equipment is easy. Just make this free phone call right now to get started.
Sponsored by Specialty Medical. 800-913-9739. 800-913-9739. 800-913-9739. That's 800-913-9739.
This is special too. It's look, see, still got the old tagger on it. See, never even played it. See?
You just bought it?
Don't touch it. Don't touch it.
I wasn't going to touch it.
No, don't touch it.
I was just pointing at it.
Well, don't point even.
Don't even point?
No, it can't be played. Never. I mean,
Can I look at it?
No, you've seen
Don't
enough
look
of
at
that
it.
one.
I'm so disgusted by Rick Tittle that I find him very intoxicating.
All right, thank you for that. Beth Stelling is not coming in today. She's under the weather. Would have been nice if she told us that before 10 o'clock, but bless her heart, she's going to try again tomorrow, which makes me think if she's sick, I'd rather her not come in. I love Beth, but if she's so sick she doesn't even let us know until after she's supposed to be here, and she says she'll try tomorrow, I would actually prefer her to not come in. But maybe it'll be miraculous, and we'll all breathe on each other. That means lines are available the rest of this hour, 1-800-878-PLAY. Looking at free agency in the NFL, as I talk about next week with the league year starting. Why can't you just start day after Super Bowl? I don't know. But You know how much money is going to be spent in free agency this offseason? About $4 billion. That's the GDP of small country. And it's an absurd amount of money when you think about what a crapshoot NFL free agency really is. I mean, the Seahawks and the Vikings, look at them, all right? Both were top 5 in spending. And both went in opposite directions because of their decision on Sam Darnold. And it was hard to blame Minnesota at the time. Darnold was traditionally a turnover machine at USC and New York and Carolina and San Francisco. Well, Carolina and San Francisco didn't play hardly at all. Minnesota, he looked great until those last 2 games. But they had J.J. McCarthy, top 10 pick, and they wanted to go with him. Look at the NFC South. The Saints and Falcons spent exorbitant amounts on money. Derek Carr, 4-year deal worth $160 million. Kirk Cousins, 4-year deal worth $180 million in the last 3 years. But it's Baker Mayfield who's still standing. He signed a 1-year deal for $4 million in 2023. A 1-year deal. So, I mean, to me, the biggest free agents bust ever. Because somebody said, oh, yeah, Ndamukong Suh, $100 million. Ndamukong Suh tried. Albert Hainsworth is the ultimate waste of money. That was 2010. Over $100 million. And he said he didn't like football. He didn't want to go to practice. He didn't know where his helmet was. He rolled his eyes whenever the coaches said anything. I don't know him, but I can tell you that he is a definite lazy ass, or at least he was. So, you know, I found out the other day that Trent Williams gets a vet day. And I said, what's a vet day? He can stay home on Wednesdays. I was like, wow, Trent Williams has got it all worked out, dude. And if he shows up and is all pro, what do the Niners care? But it's basically, yeah, I don't practice on Wednesdays. Do you still want me? Sir, yes, sir, we very much want you. That's not bad. A vet day. The whole time DHB, Darius Hayward-Bay, was on the Raiders, he never played in one preseason game. He was always in sweats. And one time, I don't even know who it was. I guess it was maybe Dennis Allen. I don't know which coach it was. But finally I said, what's going on with DHB? Why does he never play in the preseason? And the coach said, he's fatigued. I wanted to say, your mom is fatigued. I go, fatigued? I'm fatigued sitting here asking you questions. Of course, every football player is fatigued. The hell? So, that free agency is fool's gold, but sometimes it works out. You know, spending does not equal success. We've seen that, I mean, especially in baseball. But there is a correlation every once in a while when it works. Teams that spend the most in free agency are usually dumpster fire franchises that aren't drafting well, they're not developing well, and so instead of paying their own players, they overpay for veterans from other teams, and that is a Band-Aid. Except this year. I mean, both Super Bowl teams. The Patriots are one of the best turnarounds in NFL history to win the AFC from being a complete joke last year. And then the Darnold thing worked out huge. Both those teams were top 5 in free agency spending. Still, the top 5 free agency spenders on an annual basis over the last 10 years have a sub 500 record. And the teams that are in the bottom 5 all have winning records. Isn't that ridiculous? Top 5 under 500, 471. 26 through 32, 508. 21 through 25, 520. I mean, if you just were a math nerd, you would say, don't spend. That's a better idea. That's like my buddy who, when I was coaching high school football, I was the offensive coordinator, and I would just draw up plays all day before practice. I'd try to reinvent the wheel. Turns out the wheel's already been invented. But I try to come up with these plays, especially trying to get away from pressure because we didn't have a good line. I had all these different rollout schemes. And my buddy said, why don't you just do every play a busted play? I go, what? He goes, you notice in football, the quarterback goes to hand off to the running back. He's on the wrong side. Or he goes to throw to a guy and he's not there. And it's like, uh-oh, it's a busted play. He goes, those always work. They always get first downs. I go, no, they don't. He goes, yeah, they do. I go, so I'll just say, hike it and do whatever you want. He goes, it'll work. I'm like, I'm not even going to try that in practice. So, I mean, of course, since the worst teams are spending money the most, that does make some sense. But you look at the Seahawks, I mean, John Schneider, I don't really care for the guy, but I will give him his kudos. It's critical to draft and develop, like Devin Witherspoon and Byron Murphy and Nick Emanwari, who should have been the Defensive Rookie of the Year, and Jackson Smith and Jigba. And then go out in free agency and get Sam Darnold and DeMarcus Lawrence and Julian Love, and then trade for Ernest Jones and Leonard Williams. I got to give the guy credit. But, you know, rebooting quarterbacks is kind of in right now. Sam Darnold, 4.0, Daniel Jones, Baker Mayfield. How about Jared Goff when the Rams were like, you took us to a Super Bowl, but nah. I mean, if you think about one-year deals, Daniel Jones last year got $14 million. It's about the same as Aaron Rodgers. Sam Darnold, that 2024 year with the Vikings, got $10 million. I mentioned Baker Mayfield got $4 million. Geno Smith, when he was done and Pete Carroll brought him to Seattle, his first year was $3.5 million. But, you know, opening up the checkbook for a quarterback isn't a bad idea. 4 teams that have won a Super Bowl in the last 20 years did it with a free agent that they didn't draft. Drew Brees, Peyton Manning, Saints, Donkeys, Tom Brady with the Bucks, and obviously Sam Darnold. And so you have to look around and say, okay, who's the next Sam Darnold? You know, is it Malik Willis? The guy that started a couple of games for the Packers? Is it Kyler Murray who's out there now? Is it Tua Tagovailoa? Is it Cousins? Is it Derek Carr if he wants to play again? Now, if you want to be bargain basement for guys who were top 5 picks and have done nothing, you could go Trey Lance. You could go Zach Wilson. I don't have faith in either of those. If I had to pick, I'd pick Zach Wilson just because he's played more games in the NFL. And I'm not rooting against those guys. I think it would be cool if Trey Lance put together a career. But that's the hard thing. And as I said, it's the hardest position to prognosticate. And obviously, the Jets and the Niners thought they were getting a franchise quarterback in those guys. And Trey Lance was given the keys, and he got hurt. And then Mr. Irrelevant took over, and then that was it. And that guy has bounced around. And you know, you think, where did that talent go? It's still there, isn't it? Bueller? All right, let's take a quick break. We'll come on back on Titillating Sports.
Quick question. How many calls, texts, or messages does your business miss every week? Nights, weekends, busy days. That's lost money. Create Assistance helps businesses fix that problem using AI employees that answer calls, respond to texts, book appointments, and follow up with leads 24/7 automatically. No extra staff, no complicated software. Everything runs inside one simple command center that replaces scattered tools, missed follow-ups, and manual busywork. Whether you're a service business, office, or multi-location company, Create Assistance keeps your business responsive, organized, and running even when you're off the clock. Stop letting leads slip through the cracks. Visit createassistance.ai to book a free call, or you can call or text 515-500-2224. Again, that's 515-500-2224. We look forward to hearing from you. Let's be honest. Most businesses don't struggle because demand is low. They struggle because their back end can't handle growth. Leads come in, but follow-up is slow. Calls get missed. Appointments don't get confirmed. And everything lives in different places. So even when marketing works, revenue doesn't scale. That's a systems problem. Create Assistance fixes this by building a done-for-you CRM and automation system that captures every lead, follows up automatically, confirms appointments, and keeps everything organized in one place. And only after that foundation is built, AI voice and chat employees get added on. If your business feels chaotic behind the scenes, it's time to fix the back end. Visit createassistance.ai and book your call today. Or you can call or text 515-500-2224. Again, that's 515-500-2224. We look forward to hearing from you.
If you're serious about investing in gold or silver, Allegiance Gold will give you an additional $5,000 in free gold to add to your portfolio. They can help you buy any amount of gold or silver, even roll over your current IRA into gold. They've helped thousands invest millions in gold over the years, with prices that are some of the best in the industry, with fees that are fair, reasonable, and transparent. Protect your wealth with gold. Save on your gold or silver pricing when you buy from the top-rated Allegiance Gold. Invest in gold or silver today by calling Allegiance for your free gold guide. A $5,000 free gold offer with qualified purchase. Call now.
800-413-1937. 800-413-1937. 800-413-1937. That's 800-413-1937.
Teams have 4 attempts to move the ball 10 yards. So if you see a graphic on your screen that says first and 10, that means it's the team's first attempt to get 10 yards.
You must be crazy. Use a DOG. And if you was my man, I would have been kicked you out of my house by now. This is what had happened.
Goodness gracious, what is that all about? All right. To all the young broadcasters out there, when you think you're going to have an hour with a comedian and she doesn't show up, got to have something to talk about. And I'm diving into the whole free agency thing. And I'm still going because I was talking about QBs. How about running backs? Nobody wanted them. Nobody. Never pay a veteran running back. Don't take them high in the draft. It's the most expendable position in the league, even more than kickers and punters and long snappers. Well, that was until a couple of years ago. And Saquon got $12.6 million per year. Josh Jacobs, $12 per year. Derrick Henry, $8 per year. DeAndre Swift, Aaron Jones, Tony Pollard, Aston Junt being drafted high. So running backs are a little more fashionable. Ja, anmode. Heute Abend. So if you think about the top 6 highest paid free agent running backs, I said the yards per touch were just about 5 yards. And that tells you when a running back is excellent, then you should take him, like Leon Henry. Reggie McKenzie drafted Jahad Ward instead of Henry, by the way. Ha. By the way, Dominic reminded me that the A's, the pick after Kyler Murray was Langoliers. So.
No, the following year. So if he hadn't signed with them, the compensation would have been Langoliers in that spot.
Yeah, but they would have passed on him. But yes, I get your point. All right, sorry, I read that wrong. It's kind of like when Brady Aiken didn't sign with the Astros, and then they end up getting Alex Bregman. It's like, oh, poor Astros. But there are still, guys out there that are not bargain basement, but affordable. You can think about, like people say, oh, the Cowboys should give Javonte Williams a big deal. And it's like, no, they got him for $3 million. They should just get another one. There are 5 1,000-yard rushers, not 5,000-yard rushers. Be the greatest player in history. Jim Brown would bow down to that guy. There are 5 players who rush for 1,000 yards just this last season who are hitting the open market. And who are they, Rick? Well, Rick, Breece Hall, Kenneth Walker III, Travis Etienne, Williams, Rico Dowdle. Oh, wait, Breece Hall franchised. Sorry. Yeah. This is an old list. He just got franchised. So, yeah, that's something to keep in mind. And that's why when I saw the backs that were drafted like in the 7th round that looked way better than Ashton Jeffrey, I had to remind myself that it's because the Raiders have no O-line. I'm like, wow. And look, Jeremiah Love's going to be a top 10 pick, the running back out of Notre Dame. He just will. But speaking of running backs, you always hear never get a running back over 30 years old. What about the wide receiver, 30-year-old Wall? Because investing a significant amount of money in any non-quarterback on the wrong side of 30 is scary. I mean, A.J. Brown, if you ask me, I'd say he's 49 years old. He's 28. He just looks. I feel like he's been in the NFL for 15 years. He's not going to turn 29 for a couple months. But if you look at every wide receiver with 10,000 career receiving yards this millennium, they average about 90 yards a game in their 20s. And then when they hit 30, they average 64 yards a game. That's a huge wall. That's a third in production that goes down. And it's funny because I was on shifts on KMBR and they're saying, oh, Juwan Jennings, well, he's not worth $20 million. I'm like, well, then you're going to get Josh Dobbs. By the way, Juwan Jennings, has Jennings valued at $23 million.
By the way, Josh Dobbs is the quarterback.
Who's the Dobbs? The wide receiver. Doubs.
Romeo Dobbs.
Thank you. If you're thinking about backing up the Brinks truck for a wide receiver, I don't think that's a good idea. It usually doesn't work. But, I mean, if you think about some of these deals, Terry McLaurin last year, 3 years, $97 million. The worst year of his career. Now, their quarterback went down in Washington, but not even 600 yards receiving. Average 900. Tyreek Hill, 3 year, $90 million. And the funny thing about Tyreek Hill, he had back-to-back years with 1,700 receiving yards. Signed the deal, went to 1,200. 1,200 was a bad year for him. Devontae Adams, the Raiders, 5 years, $140 million. Then he got cut by the Jets. But the Rams like him. Stephon Diggs, 4 years, $96 million. Traded to The Texans went to the Bills, tore his ACL, signed with the Patriots. Patriots cut him yesterday. Cooper Kupp, 3 years, $80 million. Had that triple season, won the Super Bowl. Been basically hurt since. But he got another ring. He was healthy enough to play for the Seahawks last year. Tyler Lockett. You might forget that he signed a $69 million deal, which has been restructured twice. Julio Jones, remember how fantastic he was with Atlanta, and then he got traded to the Titans. As soon as he signed his deal, he never had another 1,000-yard season. Adam Thielen, friend of the show, 4 years, $64 million. Didn't have another 1,000-yard season. Got cut. You can even look at Antonio Brown. Pittsburgh gave him 4 years, $68 million, and he just was so insane they traded him to the Raiders. So, free agency is not just about taking players from other teams and these huge trades. You got to be able to extend guys. And don't play the waiting game. If you have Bijan Robinson or Jahmyr Gibbs or Puka Nacua, JSN, you extend them now. And look at Jerry Jones. He has run a clinic on what not to do with contract associations for these star players. Drag it out, drag it out, drag it out. Now Micah Parsons is gone. If they paid him his market value, hypothetically, they would have spent roughly $100 million more because they delayed, like Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb. I mean, the Cowboys could face another. They tag George Pickens. They can still give him another deal. They should just give it to him now because it's only going to go up. I also see, like, when was the last time somebody went out and got an awesome free agent tight end? You say Gronk. Well, Gronk was retired. The most guaranteed money to a tight end all time was Jonnu Smith. Second was Hunter Henry. Both the Patriots. Both the same year. You talk about what are we going to do about our Patriot position. The third most guaranteed money all time, Charles Clay. Who the hell is that? Bills. Then it goes Julius Thomas, Austin Hooper, Trey Burton, Jawan Johnson, Jimmy Graham, the basketball player and preacher, Kobe Fleener, Evan Engram. Look, it's nice to have someone to throw to, but you have to be able to throw. And the Chiefs traded Joe Tooney, who won the first ever Protector of the Year award to the Chicago Bears, to protect Caleb Williams, and Patrick Mahomes was sacked 2.5 times a game. His career high, tore his ACL. Caleb Williams was sacked 68 times before this, and then this year was sacked 24 times. They cut down on 44 sacks. Is that all because of Joe Tooney? It helped. And so you look at the highest market value from these free agent offensive linemen. Rasheed Walker, he protects Jordan Love. David Williams, he protects Josh Allen. Tyler Linderbaum, they're going to try and make him the highest paid center of all time to snap the ball to Lamar. Connor McGovern protects Josh Allen on the other side. He's the center. Are these household names? No, but they're all going to make about $20 million a year. That's what you got to do. By the way, as much as I think the Raiders' offensive line sucks, I think this is amazing. Listen to this and be amazed. Or not. We'll see. The Cleveland Browns' offensive line, the last time they played, Cam Robinson at left tackle, Joel Bitonio at left guard, Ethan Pochich at center, Wyatt Teller at right guard, and Jack Conklin at right tackle. Free agent, free agent, free agent, free agent, free agent. That doesn't mean they're all leaving. You could also say don't pay old pass rushers. Trey Hendrickson is the biggest name on the market. He's 1 year removed from back-to-back 17 sack seasons, but he's 31 years old. Last year he missed 10 games because he had a hip injury. I mean, worst case scenario, maybe you get the Von Miller deal, 6 years, $120 million, contract worth over $50 million guarantees that Buffalo gave him at the age of 32. He only had 4.5 sacks a year. Now, DeMarcus Ware signed a deal with Denver when he was 32, and he was really good. So there's always an outlier out there. But it's just let the buyer beware. You know, you just think about, like, when Philadelphia had to have Nnamdi. I'm like, you're not going to like him. And they got rid of him. And then he went to the Niners, and I was like, you're not going to like him. He didn't really try. Well, he will guard people, but he won't tackle anybody. And he will stand there and get blocked by a 5'9" receiver. But, look, I mean, this is the caveat emptor, actually, but you're better off not spending through the nose on a lot of these guys. And you'll say, what about him? He worked. Well, it's just like saying, 6-round picks are really valuable. Look at Tom Brady. Like, yeah, they're not that valuable. I'm Rick Tittle.
Special alert for consumers struggling to pay taxes. There are new tax regulations not published yet. We have the inside track on your new tax savings. These programs are designed to help struggling taxpayers like you. The COVID relief programs are gone, but there are new programs to help struggling taxpayers, and we have the inside track. Call now and we'll take you through these new programs. These taxpayer savings programs have never been available until now. Get out of tax trouble now. It doesn't take weeks. It can happen in one phone call. Call now and get the inside track to get rid of your tax problems.
Call the tax helpline now. 800-949-0039. 800-949-0039. 800-949-0039. That's 800-949-0039. Do you have a book? Get it out of your mind and make it a real book with a free guide to book publishing. Trying to publish a book yourself can be complicated. It takes a lot of time. Time you could spend writing your book or even more books. Do what you do best. We can do the rest. Thousands of authors across the nation have trusted our book publishing service. We have connections to help you get your book printed, distributed, and sold on Amazon, Apple Books, Barnes & Noble, and bookstores nationwide. We can do it faster than you can on your own. Get your free guide to publishing. It's a free phone call. Remember, make this free call right now and learn how to turn your book into something real that people can buy. Get your free writer's guide. Call right now. 800-482-8399. 800-482-8399. 800-482-8399. That's 800-482-8399.
Do you want to add a boost to your sex life this weekend? Do you want your partner and yourself happy? Then call our special hotline now. We'll sell you those little pills that work below the belt for less than $1 a pill and deliver your package in a few days, just in time for the weekend. Our pill delivers almost the same results as expensive pills for less than $1 a piece, and you don't need a prescription. And ask about their buy 3 get 3 free offer. What are you waiting for? Boost your sex life and have a great time now. Less than $1 a pill, discreet delivery in a few days, and a buy 3 get 3 free offer? Dial this number and save it now.
800-245-2751. 800-245-2751. 800-245-2751. That's 800-245-2751. Paid for by the Pharmacy Shop.
To me, it's like a mountain, a vast bowl of pus.
Who cares about anything else when you've got Rick Tittle on the radio?
Thank you for that. I have another hour to go. Luke Robataille and comedian Martin Phillips. Touch. That's right. The former MVP, 39-year-old Andrew McCutchen, is signing a minor league deal with the Rangers. And if he gets called up, he will have a DH platoon with lefty Jock Peterson. Last season, McCutchen hit .239 and 13 home runs with the Bucks. Now, he was drafted by Pittsburgh 21 years ago, was there his first 9 years, and broke that longest drought between winning season in professional sports history, made the playoffs 3 years in a row, as All-Star, 5 years in a row, I mentioned an MVP, loved. Then he got traded to the Giants, and he bounced around a few years, but he came back the last 3 years. He's going to retire as a Pirate, but they didn't want him back. And McCutchen said, I wonder, did the Cards do this to Wainwright, Pujols, Yachty, Dodgers to Kershaw, Tigers to Miggy? The list goes on and on. If this was my last year, it would have been nice to meet the fans one last time as a player. And then he deleted that. So, if he stinks, he stinks. But he wanted a little more love. Just let your love grow like a mountain stream and let your love show all living things. And all right, let's go to hour number 3.
Vivi with the Sports Byline Broadcasting Network 2-minute warning. Now that we've reached March, it's time for people like me to drop back in heavy on the college basketball season. Not that I dislike it, quite the opposite. It's just that basketball suffers in overlapping with football between November and, well, now. Plus, as a fan of both college wrestling and the NHL, there's only so many hours in the day. It also doesn't help that I pull for the Georgetown Hoyas, who have been a disaster every time I've seen them this season, including Tuesday night when they got blown out in the second half against St. John's. But I digress. I'll look forward by looking back to February 7th, when then number 1 ranked Duke traveled south on Tobacco Road to Chapel Hill and lost to 17th ranked North Carolina 71-68. The game saw Carolina fans storm the court twice, infuriating Duke head coach John Shire, who still claims he saw his assistants get roughed up, despite a district attorney stating his office saw no evidence. But since that day, the Blue Devils have taken out their rage on every team they've played. In the last 7 games, they've outscored their opponents by a score of 82-56 and regained their position as the number 1 ranked team in the nation. Duke put up over 100 on both Syracuse and Notre Dame, both by over 40, and handing the Irish their worst loss at home since 1898. On Monday, Duke claimed its 22nd Atlantic Coast Conference regular season title, outscoring North Carolina State by nearly 30. And where will this revenge tour ultimately end? This Saturday night, the number 1 ranked Duke welcomes 17th ranked North Carolina for the final game of the regular season. So if you're like me and starting to get a feeling of March Madness, you've come back at a good time. Duke against North Carolina. Some things in sports are timeless. I'm Mike Sempervive with the Sports Byline Broadcasting Network 2-minute warning.
Have you been daydreaming about losing weight for years? Do you just yo-yo back and forth? At Innovative Wellness Center, we have a holistic weight loss program that allows you to lose up to 20 pounds in 30 days. People are losing weight like crazy and keeping it off. It can be done from anywhere in the United States. Go to our website at www.innovativewellness.center and schedule your complimentary consultation today.
Every champion has a team behind them, and for thousands of families without insurance, Christ Clinic is that team. At Christ Clinic in Katy, Texas, they provide high-quality, faith-based health care to people who can't afford it, because everyone deserves a shot at health, no matter their income or insurance status. Their doctors, volunteers, their mission, rooted in compassion, their impact, over 10,000 patient visits every year and growing. But they can't do it without help from fans like you. If you ever cheered for a comeback story, this is your chance to be a part of one. Donate today at ChristClinicKaty.org and help them keep the doors open for those who need it most. One gift can be the difference between surviving and thriving. Christ Clinic in Katy, where health meets hope and faith goes to work. That's Christ Clinic Katy, spelled Katy.org. Team up with them today.
Soccer season rolls on here on the Sports Byline Broadcast Network. This is Tyler Levine, host of First Touch, the premier weekly global soccer show across the entire Sports Byline broadcast, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, Simple Radio, and around the world on the American Forces Radio Network. We're talking English Premier League, Champions League, our picks of the week, and a whole lot more. First Touch on Sports Byline USA Fridays at 5 p.m. Eastern. See you there.
Getting together with friends to watch the game? Then you'll need American vodka, handcrafted and pure. This is the one thing all Americans can agree on. Founder Mark Gus Scott chose the finest natural elements America has to offer, and you'll taste how great it is to be an American. Now available at Bevmo, Lopa, Hy-Vee, and Fairway stores. American Premium Vodka. This is the American we need right now. Go to AmericanPremiumVodka.com. Celebrate responsibly.
Quick question. How many calls, texts, or messages does your business miss every week? Nights, weekends, busy days. That's lost money. Create Assistance helps businesses fix that problem using AI employees that answer calls, respond to texts, book appointments, and follow up with leads 24/7 automatically. No extra staff, no complicated software. Everything runs inside one simple command center that replaces scattered tools, missed follow-ups, and manual work. Whether you're a service business, office, or multi-location company, Create Assistance keeps your business responsive, organized, and running even when you're off the clock. Stop letting leads slip through the cracks. Visit createassistance.ai to book a free call. Or you can call or text 515-500-2224. Again, that's 515-500-2224. We look forward to hearing from you.
Rick Tittle knows his sports.
I hate that guy.
I love that guy. Oh my gosh, he's so fine. Rick Tittle brings home the bacon, fries it up in a pan, and then he eats it.
Ricky T in the Hizzle for Shizzle biz match.
Thank you for that, and welcome back to the show. Rick Tittle with you. Alyssa Liu doing the rounds. Today's show. She was back on Jimmy Fallon the other night. She has such an amazing, amiable, and affable countenance whenever she's anywhere. But she did tell a story of what she was concerned about on Instagram about a fan that wasn't welcome. She said, so I land at the airport and there's crowd waiting at the exit with cameras, things for me to sign, all up in personal space. Someone chased me to my car, bruh. Please do not do that to me. Crying face. Yeah. You know, very bubbly and nice, but look, when you are in public so much like that, and you're all over social media, people think they know you. And it reminds me of the case. Luckily, it was no big deal. Luckily, it wasn't. Right? There was this woman who was obsessed with the Curry family, and one time they were at some place, and whoever was holding one of his babies, I think it was his son, she goes, oh, I'll take him, and they thought that she was with the family, and she grabbed the son, and then she got the back seat of the limo, and then Curry and his wife Aisha were like, who are you? Can we have our son back? And she goes, oh, I got him. Can you get out of the car, please? I mean, that's just scary. She thought she was a member of the family. That's why people post pictures of their kids online. It only takes one freak. And believe me, there's more than one freak out there. So, I hope that's the worst happens to Alyssa Liu, getting chased to her car. I hope that's the worst of it, honestly, which is not a great thing to say. You don't want people chasing girls to their car. You know, 5'2", who's she gonna fight? So just, yeah, I hope that's the worst. All right, we got another hour. Come on back.
With MedGuard Alert, you're never alone. You can connect with medical professionals anywhere, anytime. And now MedGuard is introducing our exclusive new Care Watch. If you need help quickly, use it from anywhere to contact medical professionals. No cell phone required. The Care Watch is not only a life-saving medical alert device, it's a revolutionary health monitoring system that checks your blood pressure, heart rate, oxygen saturation, and much more. And here's the best part. If you have Medicaid, you may qualify to get your Care Watch for free. The Care Watch is only available through MedGuard Alert. Call us right now. We have monitoring programs starting as low as $1 a day. The call is free, activation is free, shipping is free, and no contract is required. Remember, with Medicaid, you may qualify to get your Care Watch for free. Call us to get your Care Watch right now.
800-853-8931. 800-853-8931. 800-853-8931. That's 800-853-8931. Packages start at $29.99 a month with sign agreement. Restrictions apply. Speak to a representative for complete offer details. See Vivint.com for license details. Terms and conditions apply.
Homeowners, if you're looking for the best in home security and smart home technology at a price you can actually afford, we have great news. Now you can get Vivint's award-winning home security systems starting at about $1 a day. U.S. News & World Report has recognized Vivint as the best professionally installed home security system of 2022. And right now, you can get Vivint's home security technology for about $1 a day. Plus, get free professional installation from a licensed technician. Protect your home and loved ones for as low as $1 a day. Call right now for your free home security consultation.
800-918-6189. 800-918-6189. 800-918-6189. That's 800-918-6189.
It's more than a rebellion. When your teen is slipping into drugs or alcohol, when social media and pornography consume their time and their mind, when depression and even suicidal thoughts cast a shadow over your home, as a parent, you feel powerless. There is hope. At Turnabout Ranch, troubled teens step away from the chaos and into a purity of nature on a working cattle ranch. Care for horses, learn responsibility, build trust, and rediscover purpose. It isn't theory, it's real work, real therapy, real healing. Families from across the country have found transformation right here, just when they thought hope was gone. If your teen is struggling with the harmful online behaviors, even weight management, call right now and help you all.
800-219-2494. 800-219-2494. 800-219-2494. That's 800-219-2494.
Hour 2 of titillating sports. You thought it couldn't get any better, but it's better. Rick Tittle is back. He's so great. I can't believe how awesome he is. More sports talk, yes. Couldn't get any better, but it's better. Rick Tittle is back. He's so great. I can't believe how awesome he is. More sports talk, yes. Hour 2 of titillating sports.
Hey, check out Channel 9. Check out Rick Tittle.
Thank you for that. Welcome back to the show. Luke Robataille up this hour, but it is time, 11:12, to check in with our friend J. Sharp from Pro Wagering and Bet My Picks. Tommy has the insights and experience to get you a better chance at winning if you want to bet on sports. JD, I want to ask you about some free agent wide receivers in the NFL, and of course, every position you never want to overpay, but of course, this is what people do because you trying to get your guy and you're in a bidding war a lot. We talked about Alec Pierce. I know how you feel about him and what he did last year, over 1,000 yards, 20 yards a catch. I mean, that's like what Deshaun Jackson. Somebody's going to pay Alec Pierce. But I want to ask you about a couple other guys who are 25 years old. What are your thoughts on Romeo Doubs, 55 catches for 724 yards, and Wan'Dale Robinson, 92 catches over 1,000 yards, and you think about a guy in New York maybe should be a bigger name. But what are your thoughts on Romeo Doubs and Wan'Dale Robinson, please?
It's fine. He runs pretty good routes. Player. He gets hurt a lot. Pretty skinny. I think that the Packers are going to be okay without him. They've got a lot of talent at wide receiver already. He could make an impact on a team. I don't know if he's a number one, but I think he's probably a pretty solid number two. Could see him getting picked up by a team that obviously is in need for some wide receiver. Maybe the Patriots, they just released it. Maybe they could pick up a guy like a Dobbs. That could kind of make sense for them. I think he's got a decent chance of ending up somewhere and being a contributor pretty quick. Wan'Dale Robinson's different. He's smaller. He hasn't really had a quarterback. You had Daniel Jones and you had Jackson Dart. He's 5'10", 5'9", pretty fast. He's good at Nebraska, but I think he's a little overrated. I'm not sure he's. I think for his size, he needs to be a little more like a 4.38 guy, 4.35. He's like a 4.46, 4.44 guy, and I just think there's too much talent in the NFL at this point. Too many players are that fast. Too many players are good. So I think he's going to have to be in a perfect system, a really solid moving system. He's not a playmaker that he's perceived to be. In my opinion, I think Dobbs is actually more of a playmaker than he is. But yeah, I mean, he'll probably end up somewhere and be somewhat of a contributor. He just kind of reminds me of like Amir Abdullah, kind of the same type of guy. Maybe a little more ability in and out of his routes, maybe like an inch or two taller. But I think, Robinson, he'll do fine, but he's got to end up in the right situation. I think he's number one. Don't think he's a game breaker. But again, he's only been in the league for 4 years. I haven't really seen enough of him. But I think in both cases, if you're looking at Dobbs, again, probably number one, but with Dobbs, he's going to be a contributor. He's going to fit in pretty quickly. With Robinson, you're going to need he's not going to change your team. Your team, he needs to come to a team that's already pretty much complete, and he has a specific role, and the role is carved out.
Okay, what about Mike Evans? Because we know about his unprecedented 10 years, 1,000 yards, loyal to Tampa. Even when Brady left, he stuck around in the Mayfield years. And, of course, last year was his first year where he was banged up. He had a hammy and he broke his collarbone. But, 32-year-old guy, 6'5", strong. He doesn't have the speed he used to have. But do you think Mike Evans is done, or do you think at the right price, what a nice addition?
I mean, he's 6'5", 230, maybe 240 now. He's obviously not fast anymore, but I think he's probably fast enough. Maybe, is he a tight end? Probably not. I think Evans is going to be fine. He's had, almost 1,000 yards every year of his career, except this year. I think he's got really good hands, still runs good routes. He's got a big enough body, 4'6" guy. Again, is he a world-beating number one like he was? Probably not. I mean, he's pretty old, but I still think he can be a contributor on a team.
About Rashid Shaheed, when he came over to the Seahawks from the Saints, he wasn't big at wideout during the playoffs, but he had 2 kickoff returns for a touchdown. He had that punt return for the touchdown in that crucial Week 16 against the Rams. He still had nearly 700 yards receiving, and I remember the time we talked about him being a nice pickup, but what about him as a free agent wideout?
If I'm the Seahawks, I'd re-sign him. Honestly, I'm surprised that they're not going to do that. He fit perfectly with that offense. He added, I mean, they already got JSN, who's really not that fast, but he runs incredible routes. Kupp, kind of the same thing. Kupp is probably a little slower with JSN, but he's got a bigger body. They didn't have that deep threat. You know, Doug Baldwin was kind of that guy, but he was quick. He didn't have that game-breaking speed. I think she does, and he's got kind of a nose for the end zone. So, I think he's the second best wide receiver below Alec Pierce in this class, honestly. So, anyone that answers Shaheed is getting a true game breaker and explosive playmaker. And so, again, if I'm the Seahawks, I go out of my way to sign him, especially on what I would do. I saw a mock draft for the Seahawks taking Mike Richardson, that back out of Arkansas that ran that 4.33, and I think that could make a ton of sense for that team. Yeah, if they can keep JSN and Kupp and Arroyo and Barner and Walker in that offensive line and Darnold and keep Shaheed in place, that defense is good enough and young enough where they could certainly vie for a back-to-back next year, Rick.
Out here in San Francisco, there's a lot of talk of JJ, as they call him, Jawan Jennings, and he was always the third guy. Threw a touchdown in the Super Bowl, threw a touchdown in the playoffs this year, but now he's wide receiver 1. There's no more Deebo Samuel or Brandon Ayuk, and the Niners really don't have anybody else. Ricky Pearsall was a first-round pick, but you know he got off to a slow start and he got shot, and he's luckily healthy now, thank goodness, right? But 6'3", good size. We know other players hate him. He's kind of a Draymond. If he's on your team, you love him. If he's not, you hate him. But he's 28 years old, and he's got to cash in. Do you put him in that $20 million a year category, or do you think no? Because to me, he fits in perfectly with the Niners. I don't know about another team.
Yeah, I think Jennings can play a lot of places. He runs really good routes. He's like deceptively fast. I think he ran a 4.7 or something in his combine, but he's deceptively fast. When he wants to move, he can move. He's got good hands. He's obviously got good size. I think he could be a contributor, like all these guys, pretty quickly. Yeah, he definitely makes the Niners, considering their situation. Though I'm not sure it would be super wise to get rid of him, but he could definitely fit on a team that needs that type of player. Like, for example, possibly the Detroit Lions, right? They've got Amon-Ra St. Brown. They've got Jameson Williams, but they don't really have that. I mean, I guess you could argue that Isaac Tesla is kind of that guy, but a guy like a Jennings could step in there and be another option for Goff. Just that guy that's not gonna break the game, obviously, but he's available when he needs to be. He's kind of clutch. He's got good hands. He's certainly, a reliable, second wide receiver. I think that's who Jawan Jennings is. Maybe I'm wrong, and he actually could be a number one. I mean, he does have pretty good production, but the athleticism just really isn't there. So I think the jury's kind of out on him. But again, another player that whether he re-signs with the Niners or he ends up with a different squad, I think he's still, especially with his age only being 28. I think I would put him above Evans at this point. Right? I mean, Mike Evans is obviously a Hall of Famer, most likely, but I would put, considering the age, I would put Jennings above Evans. So he's going to find himself somewhere. $20 million. I can't believe that's even a real number. I can't believe Alec Pierce is getting $27 million. But that's the market right now. That's just the way it's going to be. So would I pay $20 million? Heck no. But I'd pay 10 to 12.
Get more insights at email sharp@betmypicks.com. JD Sharp, thanks for your time, man. Always appreciate your insights.
Hey, thanks a lot. By the way, Pistons +3.5.
There it is. There's a freebie for you. Detroit plus 3.5. Take the points. Come on back.
Who's watching? Tell me who's watching? Who's watching me? I always feel like somebody's watching me, and I have no privacy. Oh, I always feel like somebody's watching me. Somebody that's just a dream. Oh, when I come home at night, I roll the door.
Keep listening to details on how to get $300 airline credit. Sky Holiday produces a one-of-a-kind air credit program. Our buying team got a little too aggressive in getting hotel and air deals, so now we have to liquidate our prices. Here's how. Whether you want to go to Paris, Las Vegas, London, Atlanta, Hawaii, or anywhere else in the world, we have amazing deals. Book a select hotel and we'll give you up to $300 airline credit. Now you can book your vacation and get a free credit to use towards airline travel. We'll book both, airline and hotel. One simple phone call. We have access to most airlines and deals for thousands and thousands of places to stay. Call right now, book your hotel rooms, claim your airline credit. You can change, modify it at any time. 800-256-4816. 800-256-4816. That's 800-56-4816. You hear that? That's the sound of uncertainty lurking under your hood. You know the feeling. I know I do. That sudden sinking sensation when you see a check engine light or your car unexpectedly breaks down and you're faced with sky-high repair bills. It's time to shield against unexpected repairs with CarShield. CarShield is America's most trusted auto protection company and has an A rating with the Better Business Bureau. Don't let the fear of a break keep you up at night. Trust the Shield. CarShield. Say goodbye to terrifying repair bills and hello to peace of mind. Your plan also comes with 24/7 roadside assistance, courtesy towing, car options, and so much more. Don't wait till it's too late. Call CarShield now before a breakdown. Protect your wallet. Protect your car. CarShield. Get our best protection ever. Call now. You'll thank me later. 800-247-6135. 800-247-6135. 800-247-6135.
Are you over the age of 50? Want peace of mind and financial security for your family? Here's an important message to you from Senior Care USA. The average funeral now costs over $10,000. That leaves your loved ones the burden of paying your debts and funeral costs. Our plans start as low as $1 per day and will pay your family up to $30,000 to help pay for your funeral and other expenses. There are no medical exams. Your rates will never increase, and your plan cannot be canceled, regardless of your medical conditions, as long as you make your premium payments. Get up to $30,000 in final expense insurance. Call now for free information. Just answer a few simple questions and get approved right over the phone in just a few minutes. Call right now.
Call 800-399-6879. 800-399-6879. 800-399-6879. That's 800-399-6879.
I honestly just got the chills as you described it again for me.
You must be crazy. Use a DOG. And if you was my man, I would have been kicked you out of my house by now. This is what had happened.
All right, that's a lot. Thank you for that. Coming up in the next segment, Luke Robataille will be with us. Rick Tittle with you, coast to coast and around the world on American Forces Radio Network. Right here in town, the Big Room, Cobb's Comedy Club on Columbus down in North Beach. Go to cobbscomedy.com for tickets, especially tonight. Tonight only, Thursday, 7:30. The headliner is our guest, Martin Phillips. Martin, welcome to the show. What's it like getting on the big stage at Cobb's, that's got to be kind of surreal, eh? That happens way more than it should. That was almost, if you'd like to make a call, please hang up and dial again. That type of thing. All right, let's try again. Martin, are you with us?
What's up? I'm here in Sydney.
Are you with us, Martin?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, you are here. Okay. Now, headlining tonight at Cobb's Comedy Club at 7:30. That's got to be surreal to be in the big room, huh?
Yeah, hopefully it'll be more than 10 people. We can back it out.
So I remember years ago having Tony Hinchcliffe in here, and good for him. He invented Killed Tony, and then he moved to Austin, and now it's a show with a band and co-hosts and being on Netflix. What was it like for you getting on that Killed Tony podcast back in the day?
Well, back in the day, it was like underground cool thing, and then I stuck with it, and then it blew up and became the biggest thing. So I got in before it was cool, like OG, before everybody was talking about it. I did it, no one really cared. So luckily I stuck with it, and it really helped me out.
So I know you're like a DC guy, and you went to George Mason. What's that like when you see your football coach Signetti go to Indiana and win the whole thing? Do you go, "Oh, I'm proud of him," or you're like, "Screw him"?
He coached that. James Madison.
Oh, I'm sorry, not George Mason. James Madison, another founding father.
Still Virginia. So I have a lot of friends who went to JMU, and I'm sure they're pretty pissed off. It didn't happen when he was with and he took a lot of their players too. So in a way, JMU won the national championship in a way.
I'm the sports guy, and I got that wrong. Thank you for putting me straight. Gosh. Yeah, I know. It's like, well, so you went to George Washington, and like, no, another guy. You went to Oral Roberts. By the way, who was Oral Roberts? That's not a good name.
Yeah, I think he was a rich guy who set out the college, I guess.
So, when did you? Because I always think it's interesting. If you're funny, we'll find you. It doesn't matter your ethnicity, whether you're rich or poor, your gender, or education. When did you think? Like, did you say, "I'm getting on stage, I'm funny," or people said, "Dude, you got to go up there, you're funny"?
I think I just always thought I was funny, and I just went up there. So yeah, it was something I always wanted to do, so I did it.
And now, a road dog. What's it like? Do you wake up and think, "Wait, what city am I in again? Am I in Cleveland or Columbus?"
Yeah, sometimes I'm always somewhere else. Trying to keep and having different time zones on my way what time is it. So yeah, I'm always somewhere. You never know where it will be sometimes.
I went to was it last year, to the DC Improv, and it's a great little comedy club over there on Connecticut Avenue. Is that one of your clubs coming up, or were you where did you kind of get your start?
I've been to the Improv plenty of times. when I first started, they had a contest at the Improv called the Funniest College Student, and I won it back in the day, so that's one of my first major accolades was Funniest College Student in D.C., and now they don't do the contest anymore. I was the last guy to win, so I'm forever the funniest college student in D.C. I forever have the title, I guess. So, yeah.
What's it like when
But
guys?
yeah, I still go back there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's it like when guys like? I mean, to me right now, the king, David Tell, who just, Jimmy Carr, these other guys say, that's our guy. I mean, that's got to be cool to know that your peers, and not just your peers, but some of the kings are like, Martin Phillips is the man.
Yeah, it's cool. It definitely gives me some cred when those guys supported me. So, yeah, it's definitely pretty cool.
So I'm just looking. I always like to look at the merch, and you've got some fascinating. Fascinating. I teased Jared Freed because he was selling cutting boards, and then I had him a year later, and he admitted that he had only moved one cutting board in a year. But for you, you got the sick. You got what am I going to do with all this S? You got the MPC chicken. You got Pink Marty Club with the dog. I mean, you put a lot. Or somebody with you puts a lot into this.
Yeah, I have a friend from college. We come up with ideas together. I don't think we have cutting boards yet, but I think there's underwear, and you get underwear on those sites. So I don't know. It's just to have stuff for people. Who knows if they'll buy it? But at least there's some variety. It's kind of cool that people might want to have it. So we try to think of unique ideas that really will appeal to the masses.
So the trucker hat that says "sick," I know that. I mean that's kind of your album, but the sticker that says "sick," is that probably maybe the? I know you got "Let's Ride" and Martin to the Phillips and stuff, but what is it? What is it about "sick"?
I was saying, I don't know, it's just a word. I use that word a lot to describe things, so I've just been known to be like, oh, sick, cool, sick. So it's just something I say a lot, so I think people would connect the two.
So last night, Punchline Sacramento, it's a good little room. It's kind of hidden upstairs next to a mattress store, but I like Punchline Sac. Do you have a good time up there?
Yeah, it was a good show, a good time. Yeah, it was, great.
And after Cobb's tonight, you're heading to Hawaii, huh?
Next weekend is Hawaii. After Friday, I'm with the Killers of Kill Tony show. We're actually in Salt Lake City. So after Cobb's is Salt Lake City.
Wow, like I was saying, you're just on the road. Yeah, the Killers, Kill Tony, a lot of favorites and regulars from that. All right, well, that's all coming down the road.
Yeah.
We're here to talk about tonight, Cobb's Comedy Club.com, down on Columbus Street, and our headliner, Martin Phillips. Martin, thanks for coming on. Have a great time when you're in town, buddy.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Sure, no problem. Martin Phillips, everyone. And if you're wondering why his voice is, not Pavarotti, he has muscular dystrophy. And so even more amazing to be a comedian with that challenge as well. Really cool. All right, let's take a break. Luke Robataille and Ashton James on the other side.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
So I opened a restaurant and needed everything. Menus, signage, catering brochures.
Everything and then some.
I went to Staples. They printed it all and even suggested takeout menus.
One money pit with a side of fries.
But now at Staples, you get up to $125 off custom print orders.
$125 off. Now you're cooking. Brand your business in a big way at Staples.
That was easy.
Shop Staples in store, online, or in the app by 4/4 to unlock. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
Life insurance is one of those things that just about everybody needs, but few people actually have. Hey, if you die unexpectedly without life insurance, guess what? You'll leave your family with even a bigger mess. Life insurance will help replace your family's income. It'll help cover burial expenses. Life insurance can even help pay off debt like credit cards and medical bills. Life insurance can even pay for college. And if you own a business and you die, life insurance can help your business from collapsing. It can even help cover estate taxes. Life insurance has never been more affordable and needed. Plus, you can always shop around even if you have a plan and save some money. So call the Life Insurance Quote Line right now for free pricing information.
800-915-9654. 800-915-9654. 800-915-9654. That's 800-915-9654.
Have you suffered sports betting losses? There is someone who wants to fight for you to see you get back what you have lost to those sports betting companies. Michael Watts is a prolific trial lawyer with over $11 billion in total recoveries for his clients. And now with sportsbettingclaim.com, he'd like to help you. Michael has been a leader in some of the largest and most complex cases in the country, from defective cars and tires to damaging drugs and medical products. He has always represented the rights of individuals harmed by large corporations. His efforts recently resulted in the recovery of billions for individuals who lost their properties to fires carelessly caused by electric companies and others. Michael knows that sports betting companies preyed on and manipulated consumers into losing life savings, and he wants to make them pay. If you have suffered financial hardship as a result of online sports betting and would like help seeking compensation, please submit your claim information for evaluation at sportsbettingclaim.com. Michael Watts is focused on winning for you. sportsbettingclaim.com.
Chick-fil-A's new frosted sodas and floats, it's a 10 out of 10. Hey, this is Lizzie, a team member at my local Chick-fil-A, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich and new frosted sodas and floats is how well they go together. You will love having your favorite soda blended with our creamy ice stream to make a new frosted soda or float. With the mix of the ice stream and soda fizz, it's so delicious, I call it Fizzalicious.
Order a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich and a new frosted soda and float at your local Chick-fil-A restaurant. Real team member paid for their testimonial.
And by the way, can I just say, Rick, that Rick Tittle is one of the great names of all time.
Don't be getting your granny panties all in a bunch. We got Rick Tittle up in here.
All right, thanks for that, and welcome back to the show. Rick Tittle with you, coast to coast and around the world on the American Forces Radio Network. It's our pleasure to welcome one of the best hockey players of my generation, Luc Robataille, to the show, and he is here alongside the young actor Ashton James, because they're here to talk about the new movie from Well Go USA. Is going to be coming in theaters tomorrow night. It's Youngblood, yes, the new version of that movie that was in the mid '80s with Rob Lowe. Luke, welcome to the show. And I would imagine when Youngblood came out the first time, I remember, because we're the same age, and I was thinking, well, Rob Lowe can't fight. But then again, I look at some of the hockey players in the dressing rooms, like I cover the Sharks, and I look at guys like Will Smith, and I'm like, well, you don't have to be a big bruiser to be a tough guy, and you can get your teeth knocked out. What did you think of the original and now your association with the new Youngblood?
We're in that era. We loved the original. It was one of those movies at the time. You know, it's just like I think it was 1985. I'm trying to remember if it was 84, 85, but for some reason I think 85. But I remember going to movie theater. We just loved the movie because it represent. I played junior hockey in Canada, so it kind of represented like a little bit of our story. You know, living in a boarding house and going through the ups and downs of life. So personally, I thought that was a great movie at the time, and then I'm glad I saw the movie this week with Ashton in it.
So Ashton James is with us, as I mentioned, and
Hey, Ashton.
What's up, man? How you doing?
What's up?
Ashton plays Dean Youngblood, and obviously we're not using AI or special effects. You got to be able to look like a hockey player. So, what was that like to audition? It's one thing to be an actor, but you also have to be a legit player as well, at least to some level.
Yeah. When I was doing my audition process, they were like, also send in footage of you skating. And I hadn't at that time I hadn't skated in like years, dude. And I was like, oh, it'll be muscle memory. It'll come back to me naturally. And I got out there and I was like, oh, this is gonna be a nightmare. But luckily the acting side worked and they were like, okay, we gotta get you training. So once I got the job, they sent me to a gym in Toronto and I was supposed to train for 3 months, but our first director passed away and I ended up training for 2.5 years. So I was able
Wow.
to get a lot better than where I was when I initially started.
It's kind of funny, Luke, because I remember hearing about you that you were almost not even drafted because they didn't like the way you skated, right? And then, of course, a ninth round pick, and you turn out to be one of the 100 greatest ever. What was that criticism on your skating? Was that earned or was that lame?
No, it was true. Like everyone, every player has a knack, as something that's holding him back. And for me, they used to say my skating, and I remember when I was a kid asking my dad, and my dad's slow. Like I hear that, and he said, "Well, all I know is when there's a loose puck, you seem to get there first. So keep doing what you're doing." And then I just went on and played about my game, but definitely was something I had to work like every day of my career till I retired. So actually, Ashton, I wish I would have been able to go and skate with you for 2.5 years. I'd probably be better now to play in his old men's league.
Dude, I'm
That's
sure
a lot
you'll
of
still
training.
I'm sure you'll still light up a men's league today.
No, last time I got on the ice, I had read a quote from Gretzky where he says, "Last time I skated, I thought I was going to get hurt, so I just figured it's time to really retire from playing." I'm like, "Oh, that's how I felt last time I skated."
Oh no.
And of course, this Youngblood this time around, Dean Youngblood is of African heritage, as Ashton is, and out here in San Jose, Mike Greersy, the former player, he's now the GM, building a great young team. We had Joel Ward. We've had our share of black players out here, but still, still very much underrepresented. What is that kind of like the little twist this time around?
Well, it's just kind of fleshing out the story in a fuller way. Luke was talking about that junior hockey, and we see Dean going through that process and what it's just the pressure that some of these players are under in their hopes of making it to the NHL and how difficult that is. So I think we just kind of fleshed that out in the original. It was, the same similar story, but I think hockey has changed so much. So today we're able to kind of dig a little deeper into what's going on and some of the pressure that the players are under.
Yeah, if I were to add to that, for me, the movie is it's about the influence your parents have on a kid's career. It was fascinating to me because I've been in LA for a long time and we've been trying to teach young kids to get in the game. And we all see sports today. If a kid's a great tennis player, like he's doing or she's doing nothing but tennis for 12 months out of the year, and the pressure kids get from their parents trying to live their dream. And this movie, any parents or kids that's playing any sports, it doesn't matter the sport, should see this movie. There's a scene on the bus there, Ashton, where you realize all the kids have their story about their parents pushing them. And they're kind of brushing up because they're a bunch of kids talking. I was like, I had chills watching because I live it because we're we're looking at a couple thousand kids a year. They're just playing amateur sports and in LA in hockey. And that scene for me was so powerful that I do feel every parent needs to see that scene, because then they're going to understand. Let your kid live his dream. Let him be who they are as a person. Am I right, Ashton?
Yeah.
That was such a powerful scene to me. I mean, I was fascinated.
It's interesting to hear you say that, and I want to ask, like, as you're going through that process now and like looking at kids who are in development, is that something you still see in the ways that parents are really?
All the time, all the time.
Wow.
Like, people ask me about my parents, and it's kind of funny. Once I made it pro, my dad was hard on me, but before then, he just let me play. I played every
Right.
sport. You know, but once I got pro, then he thought he was going to become my coach. And I'm older, I was able to tell him buzz up. It's interesting in today's world. Every parents, they mean well, or they want to give their kids the best opportunity, but they're way too involved. I mean, I see parents getting mad about ice time, about anything. And for you in the movie, your dad was upset at you for a different reason. He was not about the team. You know, it's a really great story to see and understand, like, minor sports growing up. It doesn't, like I said, it really doesn't matter sport. I mean, it's fascinating to me how many parents go out of their way and they don't understand the way they can influence their child, and it actually hurts them
Yeah.
trying to do their dream.
That's a great point. And of course, people who don't know, Luke is the president of the Kings. And I think, Luke, about those days, those crazy days in the 80s when Gretzky came over and they went from Lakers colors to Raider colors and Bruce McNall and all those crazy times. And here you are, you're still there, and it's been busy lately. The Panarin thing came through, but then there's a coaching change. There's a lot going on in LA right now, isn't there?
Yeah, we did a big deal getting Panarin. We're really happy. Next thing you know, we get 6 injuries. So you're like, oh, what happened? It's sports. We lost Fiala in the Olympics, and then Armia, we lost a couple centers. So we're kind of looking to patch everything. We like our team. Obviously, if you're missing 4 or 5 guys, it makes a huge difference. This is the NHL. So we're hoping that we can get back on track. We're getting a couple guys tonight, and then have a great finish for the end of the season.
Luke, and I got to ask you about the Olympics. You represented Canada several times. Was that the kind of thing where you're like, hey, good on you, great tournament, and Canada had to fight those 2 games before to come back to get there? Or do you say, like Macklin Celebrini, this sucks?
Well, no, I don't say this sucks. I got enough of one team. So with the Kings, that we're trying to win every day. For me, like, I've been in Los Angeles for for it seemed like forever, and I understand what it takes to grow the game of hockey. So we're always looking to bring new kids to play, and we're trying to help them. And so they're having the opportunity to get the best in the world to play in the Olympics. I think it's a great showcase for the NHL and for hockey. So I love the game of hockey. You get the 2 best team in the final. I think we can't lose when you're involved to grow in the game. And the U.S. won this year. I thought they played tremendous. I thought Canada was just as good. In 2 years from now, we're going to have a World Cup. Who knows who's going to win? And then the next Olympics in Paris. And then, 6 years later, or whatever, 7 years from now, we'll be in Salt Lake City. And I think all these steps are great for the game of hockey.
Ashton, I'm going to say you said it sucks.
And I will then requote saying Macklin said it sucks.
Yeah, it's like you repeated Macklin's words.
But I can say it did suck, because it was tough, man. Like watching the game, you're rooting for Canada, you want them to win. There's so many opportunities, and then it goes the way, and like not even just for the men, the women too. Like we lost
both games was unbelievable to watch. I mean, it was amazing. You're right.
Yeah, to Luke's point is also great to me, because I was just like, this is continuing to allow hockey to just kind of be in the forefront, and so many people can come to the game and experience, the beauty of a game that it is.
Well, everybody should check out Youngblood, out tomorrow from our friends at Wellgo USA. And we've been speaking with Ashton James and, of course, one of the 100 greatest players of all time, Luc Robitaille. Gentlemen, congratulations, and thanks for coming on.
Thank you, guys, and congrats, Ashton. I saw the movie, and I told him the other night, and he was great. So go see it. It's a great movie.
And you guys have to see it too, because Luke's in there, and he looks.
Oh,
he
that's
looks
right.
like
That's
an
right.
amazing actor. Yeah,
I gotta get my speech for the Oscars for my
You should.
seconds.
We will get we'll get a look at Luke. Absolutely. All right. Good stuff. I'm Rick Tittle. We'll take a quick break, and we will come on back on Sports Byline.
It's more than a rebellion. When your teen is slipping into drugs or alcohol, when social media and pornography consume their time and their mind, when depression and even suicidal thoughts cast a shadow over your home, as a parent, you feel powerless. There is hope. At Turnabout Ranch, troubled teens step away from the chaos and into a clarity of nature on a working cattle ranch. Care for horses, learn responsibility, build trust, and rediscover purpose. It isn't theory, it's real work, real therapy, real healing. Families from across the country have found transformation right here, just when they thought hope was gone. If your teen is struggling with addiction, harmful online behaviors, even weight management, call right now and get the help you all need.
800-219-2494. 800-219-2494. 800-219-2494. That's 800-219-2494.
Do you want to add a boost to your sex life this weekend? Do you want to make your partner and yourself happy? Then call our special hotline now. We'll sell you those little pills that work below the belt for less than $1 a pill and deliver your package in a few days, just in time for the weekend. Our pill delivers almost the same results as expensive pills for less than $1 a piece, and you don't need a prescription. And ask about their buy 3 get 3 free offer. What are you waiting for? Boost your sex life and have a great time now. Less than $1 a pill, discreet delivery in a few days, and a buy 3 get 3 free offer? Dial this number and save it now.
800-245-2751. 800-245-2751. 800-245-2751. That's 800-245-2751. Paid for by the Pharmacy Shop.
With MedGuard Alert, you're never alone. You can connect with medical professionals anywhere, anytime. And now MedGuard is introducing our exclusive new Care Watch. If you need help quickly, use it from anywhere to contact medical professionals. No cell phone required. The Care Watch is not only a life-saving medical alert device, it's a revolutionary health monitoring system that checks your blood pressure, heart rate, oxygen saturation, and much more. And here's the best part. If you have Medicaid, you may qualify to get your Care Watch for free. The Care Watch is only available through MedGuard Alert. Call us right now. We have monitoring programs starting as low as $1 a day. The call is free, activation is free, shipping is free, and no contract is required. Remember, with Medicaid, you may qualify to get your Care Watch for free. Call us to get your Care Watch right now.
800-853-8931. 800-853-8931. 800-853-8931. That's 800-853-8931.
Resistors to mind reprogramming will be exterminated for the good of the state.
What kind of government you guys got here? This is worse than California.
This is the only sports talk show that features a Rhodes Scholar, but he ain't here today. Now, back to Rick Tittle.
All right, thank you for that. A couple of minutes left in the show. And honestly, when when Clayton Kershaw was announced on Team USA, you know, they're going to start tomorrow in Houston. They're on a plane right now. I thought, why? Why do we have a mascot? You don't want Skubal, Webb, Skeens, yes, Miller. Why would you have Clayton Kershaw? Well, he went out yesterday against the Rocks. USA still won easily. He never threw a pitch faster than 87, even on a fastball. He walked a guy. He threw a wild pitch. He gave up a home run. He only threw 6 strikes. And he said, it was so cool. I played against Colorado a lot, and that was really cool. But just being on this team is such a bucket list. With Team USA across my chest. And then everybody else was like, oh, it was so awesome to see him out there, Paul Goldschmidt. Well, the manager, Mark DeRosa, why would you bring him? And Kershaw said, I wouldn't put on any other uniform. Otherwise, I'm retired. Yeah, 18 years with the Dodgers, Hall of Famer, first ballot, no doubt. But why would he be on the team? But he did say, I will give this up. He said, if they need me, I'll be ready to go. It's not going to be pretty, but I've got a lot of bullets, but they might not be quality bullets. I think for our country's sake, it's probably better if I don't. What are you doing? I mean, I can't fault him. If I was asked to pitch for Team USA, hell yeah. But he's over the hill. He's beyond the pale. He's beyond the fence. So I know DeRosa said that he was going to be the emergency pitcher. That just means the long man. You know, it happens like in the World Series in a Game 7. It's like we have to have a starter who can go 8. You saw with the Tigers and the Mariners. I mean, we're out of pitchers. So I need you to basically do a spot start beginning in the 12th inning. And you're going the rest of the game. Do you want Clayton Kershaw to be that guy? I literally don't even want to see him in the dugout. Even in sweats. I got nothing against him. He's a nice guy. It's just, he sucks. All right, I'll end on that eloquent note. I'm Rick Tittle. Come on back tomorrow at 9 a.m.